Let's do that. I guess this is our second uh podcast slash stream, honestly. And obviously we have a returning favorite, the Frenchman himself, Dr. P. So
It's me.
welcome. It's wait, what? No, you're not.
That's the wrong nationality.
That's the wrong nationality. What the fuck?
Sorry, that's Super's influence.
Yeah, bro, entering on the super territory there. You gotta watch out.
Yeah. Yeah, can't cross those borders, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then obviously we have two different people this time. We have Raikon. How's it going?
Yo, it's me, Raycon or Rayconnect, a fucking idiot that plays games.
Hell yeah.
Can confirm.
And you you did play Arknights, or you still play Arknights?
I still play Arknights, and I started in 5 days. It will make a year since I started playing Arknights.
Okay, cool. I'm like 6 months behind you then, basically. I'm 9 months behind you then. And then you played Enfield on release. I'm gonna make an assumption.
Yeah, I even just a few minutes ago, I was clearing Umbro Monument, getting my ass beat. So
y'all are everyone's way ahead of me. I'm so far behind still.
Take your time. Okay. There's no need to rush.
Well, I did 18-hour streams back to back, so that's why I'm somewhat ahead.
Jesus, wish I had that. Oh my god.
It's called
That's
not
insane.
having a job.
Yeah, I have a job, so I'm always busy.
Yeah.
And also confirm.
What?
Yeah, I was saying I can also confirm all this.
You know he doesn't have a job?
Yeah, I think...
you should give him a job.
Yeah, give me a job, man. What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Teach him how to cook and then make him your personal cook.
Oh, you don't want me in the kitchen.
Oh man,
don't let him cook.
Yeah,
don't let him cook. Dude, I don't let you cook, man. French. Oh my god. And then
okay, that was so free. What the fuck?
Well, it was free. You set me up, man. I was just dropped it in. And then we have Clay, or Clay. Was it Clay Manyo? Is that how you say it? Or Clay Manyo?
Clayo, Clay Manyo, Clay Mantix, however you want to say it.
Okay, cool. And awesome.
Just don't call me a femboy or a twink.
Okay. What the fuck that's. Okay. Well, that's perfect. Then
setting up for failure already.
you were that caught me off guard. You played Arknights before, right? Or you still play Arknights, but not too much, or?
I played it for I thought I played it for a lot longer, but apparently I only played it for like 6 months. It felt like longer, but I don't know. I don't think it's a bad game or anything. I just stopped having like the urge to play it. It was like really weird. Like I'm not gonna like I know Tectone, when he quit playing, he just went on and like said, "Oh, anyone who plays this game is stupid and the game sucks and it's awful." I don't think the game's bad. I just don't have an urge to play it anymore. Like I don't know what happened. I still look at it and I still think that it's a good game, but I can't force myself really to play games that I'm not super interested in, because I feel like the viewer is just going to be like, this guy's just showing up to clock in. He doesn't give a shit. So I'd prefer to just like, if the mood strikes me and I want to play it again, then I'll play it again. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, started 5 minutes ago and we are already talking about Tectone.
It's peak when that happens,
I mean, I totally get that, like just getting like the random boredness of a game where it feels more like a chore and stuff like that, or you just know, hey, like, because I have the same, like, for me it's like Wua, is I just kept playing Wua, and then I was like, one day I was like, man, I'm just not having fun, and there wasn't like any issue, I would say, overall with the game. I was just like, well, I'm just gonna stop making content and playing the game, and I just stopped. And I totally understand that. For me, what I hated, but I still played constantly, was Destiny 2. And I kept playing it until I finished the Light and Dark saga. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm free. And I ran away from that game and never went back.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I had to finish. It was a 10-year commitment, and I finally could file the divorce papers after the Light and Dark saga.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, did you sign a contract with Bungie or something? Like, you must play Destiny 2 now?
Oh, basically, I'm not the Asda Cross level, but I was pretty damn close. But hell yeah! And then you've been playing the fuck out of our Enfield, right?
Me? Or him?
I think he meant
Clay.
Oh,
Clay.
Yeah, I finished all of the quests, which was taking me a little while because I was getting every time I would load the game up, I'd do a couple quests and I'd be like, oh my god, what have I done to my base? And then I'd have to sit and stare at my factory for like 2 hours. And then I would add a new piece, and I was just like, "Oh, great! Now I'm finally making progress." I'd wake up, I'd look at my factory, everything's red, nothing's producing, and I go, "Oh my god, what oh, it's awful. I don't know what I'm doing." And
I keep going.
Like
Sorry.
this has happened to everybody at least once.
yeah. So yeah, I finally got all the quests done. I still have like purple gear, and I'm still level 70. So there's still stuff to do, but I'm for all intents and purposes, I'm pretty well caught up. If they put out new events and they put out new end game, that's when I'm gonna have to like buckle down and do all the final, like, the, what do you call it, like the gold gear and stuff.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yellow gear, level 70 gear, whatever.
And artificing
Yeah,
and that stuff.
I'll be honest, like looking at every time I look at the factory, I'm like, oh, I need to like schedule out a time of my day to go work on the factory because I just look at it, I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do this, but I'm like, I know if I get into it, it's gonna take me like 2 or 3 hours, and I don't have 2 to 3 hours to do that. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not gonna touch it until I get all the way up to like Power Plateau or some shit. So I'm just leaving it as is from the beginning, and I'm just gonna wait until I get to Power Plateau to basically
I
do a
mean,
whole
yeah,
base build.
that's when it becomes, I'd say, a bit more important. Overall, you could basically skip the factory most of the time. The only thing you really need is explosives if you want to explore. But
Okay.
like overall, you don't really need the gear. Like most content can be cleared with level 60 teams with purple gear or even blue gear if you don't want to invest that much. So it's fine, really.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think I still have green gear. I think actually, yeah, I still have green gear. I've been slow. We've been doing slow as shit. I'm in like load spring right now, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty
I mean,
far
it's
behind.
fine. Like I completely skipped purple gear, for example. Blue gear. Like or was it? I think I skipped both actually. I discovered very late that there was what was the name? It's not Shironine component. What's the one
The
below?
Christon components.
The Christon
Mm.
components. I literally have never made a single Christon component, and it's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with this.
Mhm. Yeah, the game is super easy. Like the only way you really struggle, at least with the current content, is first if you're playing teams that like literally make no sense, like playing one of each element that have no like connection, or if you are purposely shooting yourself in the knees and not dodging.
If you don't have a hero or this
Yeah,
kind of stuff, it can happen too.
That's true. That's true.
like, that's the only way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like I'm going through like the story and the exploration right now, and but even then I'm kind of like, all right, what's next? Like, even though I haven't made it all the way through to Wuling or anything like that, I'm still kind of already at the point where I'm like, okay, what's next? What's coming next patch? You know? Because I feel like, I don't know, personally to me, I feel like the devs haven't really shown us a direction they're planning to go. Like, it
Yeah.
still feels like they're kind of basing it off of public opinion almost, or public sentiment. So I'm kind of like, what's the plan, guys? Where are we going? What direction are we taking this? Are we going all in on the story? Are we leading more factory? Do we need to redo combat for the 8th time in a row now? So I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on it for the direction the game's going to go, probably.
I mean, for what I've been playing, and I've been playing mostly every day for like 2-3 hours. I
Jeez.
mean, I'd say it's somewhat of a good mix. Again, let me give you a quick warning. I eat slop. In any genre of content, anime isekai slop, manga isekai slop. Like I'm the slop consumer, so I don't have many of the issues that people have at the moment with the game. So I'd say at the moment it's a fine mix of everything. Just you can spend a little bit of time on the factory, spend a little time on the combat, spend a little time on the story, and I think that's what they are going to end up doing. It's just a good mix of everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Like, if I know it's one of those things. It's like, can they do it? But it's like, you've heard the saying. What's it like? Um, it's
Like
like master
jack of
of
all
none,
trades, master of
jack
none.
of all. Yeah, and that's where it's like, who's the game for kind of type of thing, where it's like you usually when you're designing a game, you design it for a specific type of audience, and we've kind of I'm not really sure exactly what type of audience. Which actually, I'll just bring this over. I'll just throw this in the center, make it really easier for chat to read. Yeah, right there. I think I like right there. And just some quick talking points, I would say. But while we kind of
Mhm.
work through them and stuff, and we can totally get off track. This
Mhm.
is not a be on this track moment. But I would say like who do you think like the actual audience of our Arknights is? Is it or Arknights Enfield? Is it Arknights players? Is it a newer audience or a weird mix?
The main one?
Yeah, Enfield.
Mm, that's a tough question to answer because it tries to cater to a lot of people. And while in most cases this doesn't work, I feel like in the case of Enfield, it actually works for like pretty much every audience it tries to cater to. Like it tries to cater to old um old Arknights fans, and I feel like it works. It tries to cater to like regular RPG, gacha RPG enjoyers, and I feel like it also works. It tries to cater to the two people in the world who enjoy playing Factorio, and I feel like it also works. And it also tries to cater to like an even much wider audience. Like there are some people that I've seen playing Enfield, and I wouldn't have expected it to. Like, for example, I've seen like Asmongold, for example, playing Enfield, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. I've seen pretty much any kind of people playing Enfield. I feel like the marketing campaign was, I don't want to say aggressive enough, but because that sounds weird. But I feel like it was a huge success, and it has gathered a wide variety of different customers. And yeah, I feel like there isn't a single category that it attracts, and that's for the best, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, when we say cater to a new audience in this type of discussion, I'm always confused as to why we don't say create a new audience. Why must they be considered like they are attracting the specific audience or this specific customer instead of creating a new group of people that would be interested in all of these themes and genres mixed up in this one game? Nothing really prevents them from just creating a new audience, really.
Yeah, true.
That's true. I will say Enfield is because usually with the bigger Gacha games, the action RPG open world Gacha games, is they kind of it's not the same formula, but it's kind of sort of the same. So they kind of eat from each other in essence. It's like eating from the same cake, in to be honest. But definitely, what I feel like Enfield's done with the factory system has definitely put I wouldn't necessarily pushed, but it's allowed them to not eat into the same cake as everyone else is trying to eat into at the same time, which is probably makes it better overall for getting a wider audience or a different their own version of an audience or creating their own version of an audience.
That's what I said when the game came out. I was like, because immediately everybody said that it's like Genshin Impact and it's like Wuwa or like whatever. But like I like that it's not like Genshin. It's not like Genshin and Wuwa. Like it's trying for it's trying to be Death Stranding in so many ways, like the zip line system, like the deliveries, like it's trying to be like Death Stranding of all games. And like I barely see anybody making that comparison. And
Yeah, kind of.
I'm glad that it's not exactly like every other Hoyo or, Hoyo like game, because I don't want to play those games anymore. Like I don't want to play a Hoyo game where you have to pull for every single character, you can't complete the content, or you have to pull for 17 copies of the character, you can't actually use the full kit. I want a game where you can make progress doing things other than grinding for relics for 7 weeks, and then, oh, you got the right relic but you didn't get the right substat, and then now you got to grind the substat, and it's just like I'm so sick of those games. It's like, and even with Wuthering Waves, on your last podcast, I think you said that you quit Wuthering Waves because they started locking character kits behind having multiple copies of the characters. And I was like, even that game is going down the same route. So it's like, why would I want another game that's exactly like the games I just quit? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm
Oh
glad that
yeah.
they're trying a bunch of different things.
It does feel like, yeah, like they're trying to throw things at the wall and seeing what stick as well. And that's what my worry is, because I would say this for almost every gotcha game, the first year's kind of the most fun. Now, obviously, every gotcha game has the worst launch. You know, it's kind of like the gotcha curse in essence is you have a terrible launch. But the first year's always the most fun. I would feel like with these gotcha games, and sometimes they have like relaunches. Like 2.0 was relaunch, and then God knows how many relaunches these had, like 2 or 3, something like that. Um, but that's my worry is like right now I feel like it's really good with Enfield, you know. Yeah, I'd say overall, other than the PayPal incident, I would say it was a really good launch. They didn't have server instability or anything terrible like that, where people couldn't play. They have good optimization. My worry is down the line, where are we going? That's my real worry with this game, I would say.
But the thing is, if you were to say that in the overall gacha space, you would probably be shot dead. Like, I
That's true.
cannot see
That's true.
a single infield post without people complaining about, oh, I don't have enough pulls, oh, I don't have enough content, or I don't have enough endgame. I'm like, brother in Christ, you played like 200 hours of gameplay in like 1 week, man. Of course you don't have shit to do. You played the whole game. Like, like literally go outside. And I'm saying this as someone that doesn't go outside and doesn't touch grass. Like, I'm aware if I spend 200 hours in such little time, I'm not gonna have much to do, and I accept that. And also, what's wrong with a game taking a little bit of a break? I don't want to have to log in every single day for like 2 hours to do some boring ass task to then get like minimal rewards. It's so boring. Every other gacha game has done this, and people don't like it.
Yeah, speaking of that, I completely forgot that Enfield has that safety net for 3 days, right?
Hmm.
It's that 3 days where you don't log in,
Yeah.
or every day for those 3 days, and you can refill. I thought that was really cool the first time I saw that. I was like, thank God, because I didn't know how to do dailies yet for the game, so I was still kind of like, maybe I won't hop on today.
Yeah, it's just like it's super annoying because in case people don't know, I also play a bunch of Stella Sora, and it's like that game. You know how long the dailies are? 5 minutes. You log in, auto sleep, max stamina, roll your gacha luck on your like equipment, and leave. 5 minutes, you're done. And sure, the game also has its issues. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but like I'm not gonna complain about that because I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, that's it sucks because it's like I both hate dailies and like dailies because it's like it's you know you're cashing in your half pull or whatever and stuff that we're getting per day, or like a quarter pull per day over time, but it's also like, do I really have to log in daily? I get it's for metrics and stuff, but it's kind of one of those like the daily login feels like a relic of when gotcha games were mainstream phone games versus now we're reaching into a more PC audience, and it's like it still feels like a relic of the past. Same with
Mhm.
energy as well.
Oh yeah, the first time that my first ever gotcha game was actually Honkai Star Rail, and I
Okay.
thought that it was the greatest. Like I was just like, oh my god, they're like it's like a full $60 game. Like what is this quality? And of course, it's a Hoyo game, so that went away pretty fast. But
Yep.
I was amazed at the amount of content that was in the game, and then I realized that there was an energy system, and I was like, oh, we're still doing that? Like we're doing all this other stuff, but yet we're going back to the energy system. And then I realized that every game is doing it, and I'm like, what are? It's the year of our at the time I was like the year of our Lord 2023. I mean, what is going on here? And even every new game after the fact is still putting it into the game.
Yeah, it feels so like unnecessary because like Arknights, like this is my dig at Arknights, my one few digs is that they still have the fucking the weekly breakdown for what things you can pull for like the currency or the XP or the red asserts or uh fucking what else is there, or the different upgrade materials and stuff. We can only do these on Tuesdays and
Oh
Thursdays
yeah.
or
Mm.
Saturdays
Yeah,
and
it's
Sundays.
awful.
That's
Yeah.
like my one thing is like this is a relic of the past. We don't need this anymore. Like out of all the, this is something I feel like should be removed.
I
You
think
know,
only
it's
Genshin
unnecessary.
else does it. It's only Genshin and Arknights that does it out of the like mainstream games.
Does Genshin? I guess Genshin still does it.
Yeah, for Taiwan
Yeah,
boats.
oh yeah. It's so funny, and I think maybe it will slowly peter off. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't do it with Enfield. it's such a relic of the past, and it's so funny because people call gotcha games now. I was like, you know what we called them? 5-10 years ago, we called them phone games. It was, oh, it's a phone game because you have in-game purchases that you can buy, and now they have their own category called gotcha game and stuff, which
Yeah.
is funny.
To be fair, in the case of Enfield, like we were talking a bit about this in the previous podcast, man. I feel like it's overall pretty much improved compared to a lot of gacha games out there because the daily quests take very little time because there's one that awards like 80 points out of the 100 you need, and the other 20 you can simply like craft a random ass gear which takes quite literally 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
So you do the daily quest, you do the gear assembly, and you already have 100 points. And then what else is there to do? Like use your stamina. Like what's the rates of recharging stamina? I feel like it's like 6 an hour or something, maybe 8 an hour. I'm not sure. So you simply like do like 2 stages in the late game that cost 80, or you can even do one and double it with the tickets, which will overall cost 160. So you basically have to clear one stage, do the daily quest, craft one gear or upgrade a character or whatever, and then maybe the last thing you have to do is exchange your stuff you have crafted for points, and that's it. Honestly, I'm not sure. I can't quite compare with like Starasara, for example, but I feel like overall it probably doesn't take more than 10 minutes. Maybe it takes 5 if you're very optimized about this. I feel like I should like at some point speedrun this and simply count how long it takes because I'm pretty sure I can do that in 5 minutes. Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing, like, the sanity system, the stamina system, whatever you want to call it, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's still overall much better than in a wide variety of other games.
I would be curious how quickly you could do a daily, doing all the stuff you would usually do on daily logins. I do feel, I'll be honest, the stamina, I don't even interact with the system at all. That's the one, like, I don't farm, I don't use my stamina. I'm just like, meh. I don't even want to deal with it and stuff. So it just sits over on the side. Well, to be honest, that's also Arknights. I have like 900 something sanity, and then also Enfield, I have like capped out at 1,000 or something like that.
They give
So
you
I
so
just,
many sanity boosters in Enfield too. Like they're just
they do.
giving me over just my inventory. I'm just using them because they're about to expire.
I
It
mean,
I'm like,
expire. Why did they expire even? Like it's like, oh my god, I gotta burn my. I get pissed off when I have sanity boosters because I'm like, well, I want to use them, but that means I have to go do something. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna go farm, use my sanity and stuff, and I bring it down to like 600, and then I burn through all my boosters and bring it back up to like 1,000 again. I'm like, oh fuck.
I think the main like I actually have an issue with the sanity boosters that is different from the timer. It's like they're giving like 12, 14 like a week, but like they only give like 40 sanity. Why do they give so little sanity? Just give me the 120 that the normal stamina boosters give. Like like give me less but more stamina. I hate having to like spam click every time that I'm like, okay, I need a multiplier of 60. Wait, let me click like 3 times the stamina. Oh, oops, accidentally have to go overcap to be able to actually spend it all in one go. Oh, never
Yep.
mind, and now I'm 10 away. Guess I gotta wait like 2 hours. Like
Yeah.
just compacted. I think that's a lot of the issues that Enfield has is there's a lot of it, but like if they just compacted it a little bit, like these little like extra stuff, the game would feel like 10 times better.
Kind of like UI in essence, because I
Yeah.
would say like the UI is absolutely beautiful. It's probably my
Oh,
favorite UI
yeah.
I've seen so far out the gate in a gacha game. But it's all like it feels wrong. Like there's stuff in certain sections, like I always bring this up, is this the 7-day weekly thing, or the weeklies are in the events tab versus right
Mhm.
next to the dailies tab. That's like my biggest gripe when it comes to the UI. It drives me insane every time I have to go over there. And it's just such a pretty UI, but it feels so unorganized and stuff.
I mean,
yeah,
one thing. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
oh sorry. I like the in-game like the combat HUD, but I hate the pause menu.
Pause menu.
The
Like
one
the
you press
pause
escape.
menu where like all the boxes are like next to each other. It's like a tile system.
Oh yeah, when
Oh
you type
yeah,
escape.
I hate
where it,
that.
where it
I
looks
mean,
like a
I can
watch.
yeah, like I can figure out where things are now, but it's still just kind of like, oh god, I hate doing this.
I wish we could move them around, like, cause we have the big ones on the left and the little
Mhm.
ones on the right. I wish I could be like, well, I want to move all the ones I interact with the most onto the left, where it's
If you
big.
I feel
could
like
do
this would
that,
be
I
a
feel like it'd make it a
nightmare
lot
to
better.
develop.
Oh yeah, yeah, it would
I feel like
definitely.
this would be a nightmare to develop. I feel.
I mean,
The UI moving,
mm,
the button
mm,
moving, it's so
Yeah, yeah,
easy.
yeah.
I'm just
Is it?
overall happy
It
that
is.
it's not like a phone on the right of my screen. Like Wua has it, like Genshin has it, like HSR has it, like DNA has it. Like every 3D gacha has this little ass system that shows up on the right side and shows your little character looking at a phone. And I'm like, I'm so tired of this menu, and I'm just
In
happy.
this case, you're
It,
looking at a watch. To be fair,
yeah,
so
but it doesn't like show up a little corner of my screen. Like I'm just so tired of like it is so samey on every gacha game that I'm just like it might feel like ass, but I'm just happy that it looks different. I'm just tired of all these sameness that a lot of these gacha games just for some reason do, even though people don't like it.
Like, so did y'all have y'all seen Wua's UI before they changed it? It
I never
looks
played it.
so cool. It was like in the alpha or the beta or something. It looks so fucking cool. And so like it was like the theme. It was a very futuristic, like high techy like
Mhm.
UI. And then they just could not optimize the shit out of that fucking game to save their lives. And so they removed it and they have like a really basic UI now. And it just every time I pull up the UI, I just get a little pissed off because I'm like, fuck, dude, this could have been something beautiful. And I'm glad they do it with Enfield, which holy fuck, like I said, like they optimized the shit out of that game. They did such an amazing job. It's like I feel like there's a lot of things they've done in this game that they could not have done without a good optimization team,
I
like
mean,
the
yeah,
engine.
I'm just happy that it's not 100 plus gigabytes. Like
Now.
sure for now, but like Wuwa is at 140 gigabytes, Genshin is at 140 as well. HSR is at 130. Like, dude, I had to download them on my 2009 HDD. Do you know how like how slow that shit loads, man? Like I'm
It's all audio
seeing
files.
it's so annoying because I'm trying to ult on Mawika and she has a fucking hydro ult, man. Her ult is blue for some reason. I see her model, she has no hair. Her motorcycle is across the map. And I'm like, okay, guess this is how I play Genshin now. Because it's so fucking big, man. And my SSD is like only 250 gigabytes.
Yeah, it's
They
the
need
worst
to.
time possible to buy a computer too. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. You know, this is my recommendation. This is my Costco PC. It's an $1,800 PC, and you can buy it at Costco. And it's got a 5070 DDR2 DDR5 RAM is up to 32 gigs, and it's a really good PC setup. And it's got the oh my god, I forget which CPU it has, but I'm like I want to go buy that. I really
Uh,
need to buy
sorry,
that.
what's the European equivalent for
the,
Costco?
fuck if I know. I don't think we have one. Because
It's yeah,
Costco
it's
is
a
that
Probably.
American thing.
Costco is that subscription supermarket, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't
Amazing.
have that.
subscription supermarket.
Yeah, you pay like
Costco hot dogs.
you
Why do they
pay.
have subscriptions on everything?
It's worth it. It is completely you don't understand until you've walked into a Costco and you bought
Uh-huh.
things. Then you go get a hot dog and a pizza. It's a different type of thing.
Excuse
So,
me, you enter to get a hot dog, a pizza, and a PC, right?
yeah. They have
Okay.
like hundreds of them just on walls, and you're like, I want that one, and they just like go get it for you. You could buy like fridges
So
and like sets
so
of three.
there's an aisle for pizzas, and the next aisle is for PCs.
No, the pizzas are in the exit and stuff like that. They have like a whole like little like mini restaurant in the Costco. Um, and then you can try out different foods, and you get like sets of anything, like and like you can buy like sets of chairs and like 10 like desk chairs.
Excuse my French, but what the fuck?
It's amazing.
Yeah, when I first heard about Costco, I was like, "So you buy stuff in bulk? What do you mean by bulk?" Oh no, we like buy 100 cans of beans at a time, just so we make use of the subscription for Costco. And then while
So
we're
it's
at it, we
basically
eat it at
Enfield, but
$1.
IRL.
Yeah,
It is.
essentially.
Costco is probably Enfield. I'll be honest. They're probably between them and Amazon. I would actually probably say more. Costco has the vibes of Enfield versus Amazon. Amazon feels like a corpo versus and Costco feels like Enfield for sure. I would
Hold
say
up, but
that.
an interesting question: is there a gun aisle?
There is actually.
Is
There
there?
is?
I thought that was Walmart,
e-
not
He
fucking.
pulled out a blicky.
Why do you
Oh,
have?
he's got the blicky.
Bro is
Look at that.
bro is an American.
There is
That's
a
how you
fucking
know.
gun aisle.
It depends what
Uh,
state you're in America, because some states are very anti-gun, and some states are like, nah, just wear it on your hip. Walk down the street with an AR if you want to.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And then you can
America.
you could get concealed carry licenses in your state that work in like 40 of the 50 states. And yeah,
This is awesome. I need to go to America.
it's fun, dude. You should come over, dude. I have a spare
He
room.
saw
You
one-
can stay the time.
He saw one handgun. He's just like, I gotta get me a piece of that.
Dude, I got so much. I'm not gonna show you all my guns, dude. I got so many. Fucking, I got a Beretta 1301 for home defense. And so
Okay, this has
fucking
turned into a gun reveal stream for some reason, but I'm all
70
for
out
it.
of 12 gauge. Yeah, fucking my knife. But
There is no shot a switch knife is legal.
oh yeah, spring is they're legal. They just can't they just can't have a strong spring. They just can't go like through the skin and stuff. And
That
they,
looks like a
extend.
pretty strong spring.
Yeah.
Signs.
America is weird. Every state is like its own country, where you can do something in one state, but if you do it in another state, they try to lock you up forever.
Yeah. Yeah, like think of whole of Europe and then like all the different countries in Europe and then just overlap that with America and each state is like their own different country basically.
Cinema. Truly amazing.
It's a shit show, but it's a fun shit show, you know.
So yeah, Enfield, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We're getting sidetracked during these during these streams, like always.
Yeah, this happens all the time, honestly. It's pretty fun.
But yeah, to
Wait,
go
wait.
back to the topic of we don't know the clear direction of where the game is going. I am currently playing a really fun gacha game. By the way, you should all play it. It's called Chaos Zero Nightmare, and it's basically a roguelite gacha game. And the launching was actually pretty fine, but from this point on, we had no idea where they were going. And then they started to release a season, quote unquote, and then we had no idea where they were going. So eventually, what they decided to do is a clear dev letter and a clear stream that lasted for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours or something,
Jesus.
where they clearly showed everything they had in mind for the upcoming year.
Okay.
And this is what we are currently getting now. And I feel like this is what's going to happen with Enfield. Like they are gonna, I don't know exactly when. Maybe after Yvonne's banner is over or something. I feel like they're gonna like make an entire stream where they simply explain the direction of the game, like at what rate the characters are going to be released. Are there gonna be like reruns? Are there gonna be limited characters? Because that's another topic we haven't even like started discussing about.
Mhm.
And I feel like this is what they are gonna talk about. Like at what rate are they gonna release like new regions or new sub-regions, new parts of regions, all this kind of stuff. I feel like this is what's gonna happen. We are gonna get a huge ass stream and probably pretty soon.
I feel like they need it because I'll be honest, in gacha games, it does feel like you're investing in money and you're like, all right, I want to see your plan going forward for the next 6 months or whatever to kind of have an idea. So if I want to commit to these games, I feel like that's how it is with most gacha games, at least.
I mean, yeah. But one thing that I actually want to ask you all that has to do with like knowing the future of the Enfield. What are y'all's thoughts on like leakers and stuff at the moment for Enfield?
I am opinionated.
Mhm.
I don't like leakers.
I don't really care, honestly.
So like we have that doesn't really like them, thinking that it's like neutral on them. What about you, Clayman? What do you think?
I mean, it's gonna happen regardless. But I don't really have a stance either way because, like, I mean, sometimes I don't like being spoiled. Like, as a streamer, I don't like being spoiled because people will immediately DM, like they used to. They would immediately DM me and be like, "Can you believe that this character is coming out? And can you believe?" And I was like, "Guys, what? I do a stream. You watch my show. You know that I'm supposed to react to this." So like they've stopped doing that, thankfully. But like as a player, if something comes out, I'm like, oh sweet, and then I just move on with my life. But like if you're really into the story, like I'm not really into story on things. If the story gets leaked for you, then like that's really like one of the main reasons why people play these games. So that's really a problem when the story gets leaked.
Yeah, so like this is my thing because like I'll be honest, like it feels like for at least the Gacha games, you don't see a lot of leakers when it comes to data mining, which is kind of fine. If they already have files in the games and it gets data mined out, that they just have they suck at their jobs, to keep that a secret. But stuff that like where they're actually like leaking like upcoming story arcs, new zones, new characters, that's where I'm kind of like I'd prefer it. If I didn't like the company, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm okay with leakers, but I don't like leakers. It spoils the fun and stuff like that. I would say it really does. Um, the
Yeah,
experience, the
I can
hype.
see where you're going. Like, that's particularly true for OG Arknights players
Mhm.
who, for example, just want to see their favorite characters getting a
Mhm.
reconvener, obviously, and
Yeah.
you don't just want to read a random ass sentence on a random block of text saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, this character is getting a reconvener." You'd rather have
Mhm.
it revealed on stream in a grand way. But I mean, it's basically what Clay said. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen anyway. So
I hate seeing images or cutscenes because I remember with Woo before they started leaking their own stuff on purpose. Is you would be they be you'd be seeing leaks of like character animations and fight sequences and stuff, and like months before they came out, and you're just like, well, that just ruins everything for me. I was so hyped for this character, like I had no idea this character was even coming, and I saw like designs for them. I was like, fuck, man,
I
so
think
annoying.
I think the worst part is that like especially us as CCs, like first of all, legal issues aside, right? Of you spreading
yeah,
leaks,
obviously.
right? Like
Mhm.
I see so many content creators, especially now as well for Enfield, that are just putting straight up leaks on both the thumbnail and the titles, man. Like I'll be like, I'm gonna be honest. I as much as I watch like do reaction content, I also love watching reaction content. So I was searching like Arknights Endfield, like reaction to meeting Tang Tang, and then I see like, oh, this character will be in this banner and that character will be in that banner and here's what they do all in the thumbnail, and I'm like, okay, man, fuck me, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we can really do to stop them, because if you call them out specifically, they'll just be like, oh, what are you doing? I'm just spreading information, I'm not doing anything wrong, right? And then you end up looking like the asshole because you're the one that's like quote unquote offended, and you end up in being this awkward spot.
True, and I think the buck really does lie with Hypergriff on this one.
Hmm.
Like I think we talked about it last stream about like all the rules they have in Enfield. When you pull it
Mm-hmm.
up, it's like 5 or 6 rules, and they're like, don't be toxic, don't like dox people, don't do all these other things of like accuse people of stuff. And I'm like, or if it's involving Enfield, I'm like, well, that already fucking sailed because that's already
Mm-hmm.
happened and shit. And I'm like, well, Hypergriff's not going to enforce it, so you know that kind of sucks.
I
Yeah.
feel like if it starts making them lose money some way or another, they are gonna enforce it. But do leaks do leaks make them lose money? I don't think so.
Yesn't,
What do you mean?
because people will be
I,
less likely to spend money on a banner if they know a different character that they prefer more is coming after.
yeah.
I actually like that though, because like
Mm-hmm.
if they release a guy character, I'm like, oh yeah, I get the save now.
Same.
Or if they release a lolly character, I'm like, oh, so, like ZZZ. One of the reasons why I quit ZZZ was I was like, there's gonna be an entire like update patch where it's just nothing but lollies. All right, well, I guess I don't have to spend any polychromes during that. But then I quit anyway, so I was like, so I truly win anyway, because it the claymantics always comes out on top.
Yeah, yeah. For example, obviously I won't say anything here, but I have read spoilers about Enfield, and I basically know what characters are gonna get a reconvener, and I mean in
Damn.
this case, uh, okay, I can't say anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that interested in them. Let's just say that, and is it a good thing for me to know that? Because yes, I know I can save now, but in any case, these leaks could like they could be fake anyway because there were some leaks about Arknights, like the new Chen was gonna be a primal guard, and in the end she didn't end up getting a primal guard. So leaks are always they are not always true. In most cases, they are actually pretty wrong. And like for now, I don't think we know that much. I
I
feel like we're just jumping the gun a bit.
True. I do think I understand why people want leaks because especially when you have it's a gotcha game and it's a team gotcha game.
Mm.
So it's not just your character, it's your in this case other three characters. And so I find the worry of going, "Oh, well, I don't really want to pull on this character." And then you find out that the character you really want to pull on is like hyper dependent upon the character that just
I can't
just
stand
passed.
that.
That's what I'm worried about cuz like fucking Woowa, the last three characters are all like dependent on each other. I was like I can't afford pulling every patch plus their weapons. Like, and that's what I'm worried about with Enfield. I'm like, man, I don't want to skip a character, get the new character, and go, well, I'm missing 20% damage or 25% of her damage because the last character is like her 99% of the time best in slot, and then there's like a 1% that's like a 4-star that's like like a semi-viable option. It's like, well, like if 98%, 98, 99% of the time you would use this character, but the 1% you use this character, that doesn't feel good. It's like, oh, okay, you know.
But I think that when it comes to Enfield and specifically Hypergriff, they have shown in Arknights to not make characters really dependent on each other. You can clear everything with any character, really. I'm playing Volpo Knights. I only use Volpo characters. And is it painful? Yes. I have to use Kani Palat as my main damage dealer. But, like, overall, like, they have shown that characters are not very stuck to each other. At the moment, there's so much team varieties. In Enfield, I'm using at the moment Gilberta with Arclight, Perlica, and Wolfguard. No one else is using that team.
That's a fucking combo. Holy shit.
Yeah, no one else is using that team, I feel like. But I'm still having a blast. It's still fun. So I don't in the banners, you still have a chance to get characters that you missed, right? So
That's true.
I don't think this issue of having to need clairvoyance is something that is currently needed in Enfield. Could it be in the future if they don't improve, for example, the gacha currency? Sure. I'll be more lenient towards like character leaks or that, kind of like in Genshin. Like we got 40 pulls this patch. We're going to all cry. But like in Enfield at the moment, I just don't see the need for it.
That's true, honestly. Because I'm an ammo knights guy. I only use
Mm.
ammo knights.
You're
American.
American.
But but I do. It's so weird because I haven't really got a feel on the currency yet. Like obviously it is I wouldn't say not the best amount of pulls we're getting per so far. And it's gonna be patch by patch, obviously, and it's kind of hard to tell. It's how I think polls should go is you should now obviously dream scenario, I could farm enough polls to get every character plus their weapons. But realistic scenario, I think if we're having 2 characters a month, let's say, I would love to be able to get enough polls per month to get one character of those two. Is my dream scenario.
I mean,
The
Yeah,
1.5.
I feel
Yeah.
like what we haven't started getting in Enfield are event currencies, because in Arknights, like we at least get probably more than that. I was about to say 50% of the polling currency in events is probably more than that, and in Enfield we haven't had gotten an event, quote unquote. Like we had a starting event, like the launch of the game event, but it's not really a quote unquote event. We haven't had a real event so far. So I feel like as long as they start releasing events that give polling currencies, I think we're gonna be fine. But that's only my hope, and that may be too hopeful. But I feel like this is how it's gonna end up.
I mean, at the moment, like in Enfield, I saw a lot of people complaining about the polls. I'll be honest, I cannot relate at all. I have 160 aura geometry. I have 60k aura barrels. Like, and I pulled for Gilberta at hard pity and her sig. So, like, I'll be honest, I don't see the issue at the moment. I have more than enough pulls. Could it get worse? Again, sure, but I don't have a crystal ball here. I cannot predict the future, right?
I mean, that's
But
also because we don't even need like dupes in this game.
yeah, it's
True,
we
true.
don't
Yeah.
need those dupes, and I see a lot of people also currently complaining about the weapon banner being stuck to the character banner, but I'm like, if you're pulling for a character, you're gonna get the weapon anyways. So I don't see why people are acting like they're independent from each other. Like,
Thank God the weapon banner stays around as well
yeah,
for longer
and
period than the character.
it's 3 banners worth of time. And another thing is like, so far, for what I understand, the polls that they're going for is like you get a character and you skip the next one. That's the vibe that I'm getting from Enfield, and it's the same thing that happens on Stellasora. And you know what people thought about Stellasora Gacha system.
Yeah,
I-
I know. The memes were the
Yeah,
people were just calling Enfield the worst. What was it like? Somehow there's a worse gotcha than Stellasaur or something like that. It was
Stellasora is
like,
not that bad, by the
yeah,
way.
that's what I've heard. It's not that bad. Yeah.
I don't understand the. I don't really understand the gacha at all in Enfield because we're not getting like brand new characters that are not available yet. Like we're just getting rate ups for characters that already exist.
Mhm.
So like you could pull Yvonne right now,
Mhm.
but you're just gonna have a higher chance of pulling her in a couple days. And I'm like, then why would you? It's almost like why would you even pull at all? Like you're gonna pull and just get what you get, and then you're just gonna make use of it. And like I just watched the Super video where he basically said that there's no reason to use Yvonne because she's so situational. You have to like lock the enemy down, and if the enemy moves, then you waste all your DPS. And I was like, so there's no reason to actually pull Yvonne unless you accidentally like if you accidentally pulled her, you can use her, I guess. But like now I'm like, why would I even pull for her at all if she's gonna be super situational? And then I'm like, why do I even care about pulling at all? Like I might as well just fucking sit back, just use whatever characters I have and just like save all of my pulls for like a super cool character that comes out. It seems like like they kind of I just don't know why they set it up the way that they did, and they were doing like a modified Hoyo system where you have to
Yep.
do 120 pulls, but if you don't get the character in 80, then you just give up and you get 10 free pulls for the next. It's like and like Supa said this on the last show too, that they specifically did this to confuse you. So you were like, all right, I guess I'll just gamble because I'd rather gamble and not mess out on something. Like I'm gonna mess out on something if
Mhm.
I don't gamble. I better gamble. I better gamble every single time I can gamble. And like to me, it's like, ugh, I can't stand that. Like when I feel like I'm being pressured to do something, and I know that I'm not the target
Mhm.
audience in that case. Like they want to FOMO people. They want to scare people to make them think that they need to pull for every new character, regardless of its limitedness. Because I'm pretty sure they for like what is it like 3 updates they go back into the regular pool or something.
They
Is that
mimic
what?
what
Uh,
they mimic what
I don't
Yvonne and
think
Gilbert is doing right, or Levitain is doing. They stay in the banner technically for 3 whole banners each character, and it's which is 9 weeks essentially at like 12%
yeah,
chance
and
of
afterwards we
event.
don't know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
right now they front loaded the characters because of the release, but I think afterwards it's going to be
Mhm.
basically you're going to have their character banner and then 2 more. They're going to be around for 2 more banners afterwards. And I will say this about Yvonne's character: she may not be meta or like viable right now, but I bet there's going to be a character that's going to come in the future that's going to make her viable. Probably.
There could be multiple
They
reasons.
better.
Like for example, in Arknights, there are a lot of characters that are released, and we're like, okay, we don't need this character. Like this, like we have more than 400 characters. Like we don't need a single
True.
one.
True.
And like for example, I don't know, like maybe when Intelekia was released, we were like, okay, so this character is cool and all, but why would we need her? So I'm sorry to say this, but the very first reason is waifu reason. This is a waifu, you pull for waifu. This is a gacha game. You play, you first and foremost pull for waifu, and
Mhm.
second for gameplay. This is at least my opinion.
It's fair.
So Yvonne is, how to say this in a respectable manner. Um,
Goon.
yes. So
Goon.
basically, there is this argument to just pull for Yvonne because, well, obviously she's a very attractive character, but there could also be like future content where she actually shines. For example, we've had like, I don't know, like how many characters have shown thanks to IS5, for example, when it was released? Lots of them. Like people discovered, oh, Meteorite is actually pretty good. Oh, Hodor is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of characters like this, and obviously the third reason is what you mentioned just before, is that we could get more support for Yvonne later, or she herself could become a support for another character. There are actually a lot of reasons. So I don't think releasing I don't think Super was that right about yes, the character being less optimal than the others, so therefore don't pull. I don't really like this kind of logic, because in this case, just never pull. Just always pull for the best character, and that's it. I feel like this is a gacha game. You should pull for whenever you want to, because
Yeah.
you either you like the character, you feel like you have this intuition somewhere in your mind saying, "Oh, maybe this could become relevant for this kind of content." Shut
Yeah.
up, cat.
I mean,
Heard it
yeah.
here first. From Dr. P. Don't think of your brain, think of your dick.
It's not only
Exactly.
that. It's just like, first of all, why are we even considering meta? The game is piss easy. You can clear everything with 4 stars.
That too.
True.
Why
That's
are
what I
we?
was thinking.
Why the fuck do we give a like? Why do we give a fuck about meta? First of all, second of all, like, sure, this character might not be good right now, and in the future might be better, but like, uh, people forget that like meta players are like 1% of the player.
Yeah.
Like, most players won't give a fuck if this character is like the best parser in this specific game mode. They'll be like, this character looks cool, or this character looks hot, and I'm gonna lose gallons to it mid fight, or this character looks like cute. That's all that they give a fuck. Like 99% of the players. The other ones are like opening up calc sheets, 2 different like YouTube videos with guys. Somehow a POV2 talent tree shows up in the other monitor. Like, bro, most players are not doing that. They don't give a fuck. They just care if the character is nice to look at.
That's
Yeah,
true.
which takes us back to the initial discussion to what is Enfield trying to cater to? Who is Enfield trying to cater to? Like, I feel like most, I don't want to call them tourists, but like regular, like normal people who go outside and touch grass and have a job, don't really
Ew.
care about meta that much.
Mhm.
Yeah, right? And like maybe 1% of the very hardcore Chinese players or whatever, maybe they care about optimizing every single point of damage, but this is really not that much. You said 1%. I feel like 1% maybe, like the people
Mhm.
who are chasing meta, but the people who are chasing and optimizing meta, that's less than 0.01%.
Yeah, probably. It's just ridiculous that we have to like put this weird standard to cater to a 1%. Like, let's not forget, like, gacha games were aimed at like Chinese people on their way to work. Like, that was the
Yeah.
main thing for a while, that like, oh, gacha games are
Yeah, and
just
the
there
commuters and
for,
stuff.
yeah, for the commuters. Like, people are on the train, they have nothing to do, they just want to play something while they go to on their 1 hour commute to work, right? And on their 1 hour back to play something. That was what gacha was at the start, and it still is. Like, sure, there has been statistics recently, especially for like Enfield or like ZZZ, where like 60% of like the Chinese players were on PC. But like, that's still 40%
That's
of the
impressive.
Chinese players to be on mobile.
Especially nowadays where it
Mhm.
costs $35,000 to have a computer.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe they hoarded on old PC or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
that's
it's
what I
just
was. What I was
weird.
worried about with. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it's like, it's just weird that we put this weird like meta perspective, a hardcore gameplay on every aspect of a game that is clearly not fully aimed at it. Sure, does it have components that you can optimize? Sure, does it have like things that you can hardcore farm or like hardcore gacha for? Sure, but like, that is not the targeted audience, and you just have to accept that.
I think
That
that's probably leftovers from, I would say, the other mainstream gacha games where it's about like meta. Because you always see these videos of, is this character viable? Should you pull for this character? The most free to play optional character or whatever and
Yeah,
stuff
with the
like
guy
that.
screaming on the thumbnail and stuff.
Yeah, and I think this is probably leftovers from that, where in those games there's a big old timer in the top and a DPS check where the boss's difficulty increase is just more health and more damage. And so it's basically a numbers game or a matching game in essence.
Like, I'll call out Genshin, dude. It is fucking awful, dude. At the moment, the lunar changes Like the lunar reactions might be the most dog shit thing I've ever played. Like literally, lunar charge in Nefa. Fuck you. That goddamn clanker has ruined the goddamn meta. Like for so long now, ever since her
I have
release,
no
dude.
idea what that is.
Dude, it like trust me, like you do not want to enter the meta scene at the moment because Genshin had always a bit of power creep, but like they've ramped that motherfucker up since Maoika because characters before did like 80k DPS, 90k, that would be like the best team. Now we are comparing 150k DPS and characters doing 100k is like that shit's ass, bro. Like Varka, for
Damn.
example.
All right.
Like it's so it's like so
That,
ass.
I feel like the best way to explain it is I compared this game to Death Stranding because somebody on the development team must have like got in early and convinced everybody that they should just bite a bunch of stuff from Death Stranding because the whole like delivery system and the zip lines and everything is like straight from Death Stranding. And the first time you play Death Stranding, you assume that it's made by Hideo Kojima. It's just going to be another third person shooter, maybe with stealth, you know. And then you play it and you're like, what is this? Is this American Truck Simulator with extra with like walking involved? Like, what is this? And it was so amazing because you have so many people that are like, oh, I hate Call of Duty. This Call of Duty this year sucks. I hate Call of Duty. And then they buy the newest Call of Duty.
Yep.
And it's like finally a game comes out that breaks the norm, does something that other games don't do. And people are like, ew, it's gross. Why can't I aim down sight? Why can't I? Where's my kill streaks? Where's my, what, like, you know, why isn't it like every other game that has already come out? And it's like,
Yep.
you're the reason why everything sucks. Because you want every game to be like every other game that already existed. And the second something new comes out, you say it's ew. So, like, this game's doing the same thing. Like, you have to kind of like unprogram your brain. And I do it too. Like, I know that the game like right now is like piss easy, but you have to unprogram your brain because you think like, oh yeah, like I have to worry about the next character. I have to pull the next character because that's what Hoyo trained you to do.
Yeah.
So now you have to unprogram yourself and be like, okay, this is more of like a chill game where like the combat could get sweaty later down the line, but right now it's kind of just like hang out, do some quests, you know, maybe, you know, work on your factory one night and then, you know, do quests the next night. So I like it.
Yeah, I think like I knew this coming into Enfield. I was told this at least like 6 months ago. It was like, hey, this is gonna be Hypergrowth's a bit different. The different company, they do kind of the things a little differently for the games. You might want to play Arknights to see it out. And I was like, sure, I'll play fucking Arknights, and because I'm coming up on Enfield, I'll play it. And then I kind of got addicted to Arknights, and I had the kind of deprogram, like you said. It's like everyone hates Call of Duty, but then they go play other games and they want them to act just like Call of Duty and do the same exact things Call of Duty does, and then they're just going to hate those games as well. So I would say it's just, you've definitely seen this the strong sentiment around, or the issues people have been creating or causing around Enfield have been because they have their own vision of how a gacha game should be, and it's usually their game they're playing right now,
Mhm.
but they also hate playing it. So
I mean, in
yeah.
going back to this like deprogramming thing with Hypergriff, like I remember like before Enfield released and even when it launched, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And look at these other gacha games where all of this happens." And then here I am on the sidelines. I've been playing at this point Arknights for 8 months when this was first started happening. And I'm like, what are these people talking about? Like in these 8 months, I've seen Hypergriff get W after W after W. We don't talk about Yosar. W after W after W, and like
We don't talk about it.
have no issues. And like, sure, do they sometimes have a hiccup? Do they sometimes have their own issues? Sure, I wish I could farm like my XP materials every day because I need them. But like, I see none of these complaints people are expecting for Enfield because I see what Hypergriff has done before, and it's like these people take Enfield from away from a vacuum of the actions that this company has done in the past, and instead put the expectations that these other companies did, Kuro Games, goddamn Hoyoverse, and they put these expectations from those companies into Enfield, and then expect the worst when they have no reason to expect that.
It's pretty funny because I made a video where I basically explained this like like not in detail, but that was precisely my point. Is that a lot of people have been pretty much, I don't want to say mind control because that sounds too evil, but like that means they have been programmed to think in a certain way about what a gacha game is supposed to be, how it's supposed to work, what's the gacha system is supposed to be. Like you're supposed to go to 90 pulls, and at 75 you enter a soft pity, and then you lose the 50-50, and then you have the second one, and blah blah blah. And people come on Enfield and they see, oh, we don't have a guaranteed 50-50. What the fuck is this shit? Yeah, because there are other systems. There's the whole dossier, like in French is dossier, sorry, system. There's the whole the whole guaranteed system at 120, whereas in other games it's 180 at most. It's entirely different, and people just a lot of people just don't want to accept that, and they want immediate change, and we're like, nah, bro. Like we can like accommodate something. For example, the dossier system is already an accommodation compared to the last beta. This wasn't in the last beta. This was added in between. But we are not gonna completely rewamp the system just to please some people who have an issue with this. Like this is not gonna happen. That's it.
Yeah, and they're not going to stick around either. And I think it's one of the issues where the problem is like if you try to defend this or even like excuse it, you are defending or excusing
Hypergrifter.
the multi-million-dollar company. And so
Hypergrifter.
it's
Yeah,
one of those like
That what
odds.
you
It's
are?
like, well,
You're a
it's kinda weird.
hypergrifter. Don't you know?
hyper
You,
That's a good one.
you
hypergrifter.
bring
They
out
came up
one
with that one
counterpoint.
quick.
Yeah, you bring out a counterpoint to their argument. They don't even like discuss your argument. They just straight up attack you. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been called a hypergrifter by another YouTuber anyway. So
That's funny.
How do you attack Dr. Patanga of all people?
He's a French person, so
Oh, that's
French
right.
on French on
And-
French PvP.
yeah, it was a French on French PvP.
Civil War, happens every year.
Yeah, I mean, it
Normal
seems like a
thing.
normal thing.
I
It's
mean-
always on fire there.
That's the reason why Goal crumbled in the first place.
It's so annoying, dude. It's like no
Weakness.
matter if you bring out a good point about Enfield, people will try to bring two other ones. Most of them, unironically, I swear to God, these people are like schizophrenic or something. They see an illusion on their eyes, and they just make up stuff. Like I saw people, oh, but your pulls is like 500 currency. That's like almost quadruple of a Genshin. And I'm like, do these people
Can't do math.
do you not have like a sense that numbers mean different things? Because like, let me give you an example. $1 is not the same as a €1. Okay, my guy. Like if you go with that idea, currencies in the world would collapse.
Yeah, dude, I saw people making those claims about like, well, 500 is just so much more per a pull. I was like, well, you're a fucking idiot. Like, this is basic math. Like, these people making these claims must be like middle schoolers or something. They haven't done their division tables or subtraction tables yet, because it's such an obvious go. Oh well,
It's like
different type of currency.
It's like that cup and cylinder. Like there's the same amount of water in both. You're just pointing at the one that looks taller. Like it's so
Yeah.
ridiculous that we like even have
Yeah.
this discussion. And like the thing is, they can give like they can send as many bad faith arguments towards us, but the moment we send any argument towards them, oh, you're getting defensive. Oh, you're getting defensive. Oh, you're grifting. Oh, you're glazing. Oh, you this, and I'm like, no, my guy, you attacked us first. We're trying to answer to your complaints, and now you are just
Yeah.
ignoring our arguments back to you because you got showed how much of an idiot you are.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna make a claim and you have to provide the evidence how
Yeah.
I'm wrong. And it's like, what the fuck? I don't even engage with those people, honestly. It's either a insta block or an insta ban. And it's just like, nah, I don't
engaged
care. And then
once.
even the CCs that are shitting on Enfield a lot, I'm just like, I don't need to interact with them, because if their audience agrees with them and they don't want their audience isn't gonna play their game, I don't really want their audience or them in the game. Like,
Yep.
it's one of those like, do I really need to convince this content creator's audience or this content creator to play, like, he should play this game and actually enjoy it? Not really, because if I don't really like his opinion on these certain aspects, do I really want him making more opinions and trying to change the game to fit him? Nah, not really.
Dude, I
I
made
mean, it depends if you have time to waste or not.
That's true.
True. True. At first, I had a lot of time to waste. So there was one video everyone knows, the original Tobero one. I made a 2-hour video talking about each point. That video has my highest dislike ratio possible. I have a 90% dislike ratio.
Holy, I
Damn.
need to watch it.
Like
you're doing something right.
90% dislike and let me actually check how many comments it has. It was one of my first videos. I didn't even have a model yet, and I was new to Arknights. I didn't know who Tobero was. I didn't know who their story or anything. So I just reacted to his video, and I was like, I find these arguments dumb, and here's why. And I had the most insane reaction to that video. Let me see if I can
Shit.
find. Where is it?
Bond. That's fucking crazy. Find you here. Here you are.
100
Yeah,
and,
but
113
I didn't have any
comments
issue with
and
Jesus.
113 comments and
Yeah, go ahead.
78% dislike. I have 45
Yes.
likes and 157 dislikes.
80%
come on.
dislike. Jesus.
Crazy. I've never gone below like 80, I think, or even 90, even.
That video got fucking cooked. Like I had people
Would
like
you post it in the chat somewhere?
fuck, sorry, I'll do that. Dude, I was getting death threats on my email for this video.
Jesus.
Holy
Like
shit.
I was getting DMs telling people like people calling me slurs, calling like telling me to die, to get the fuck out of Arknights. Dude, it was a
Same.
wild like this week of like having to see these like notifications pop up, and also then having my viewers like goon to my model. Like it was a weird mix. Like
I was
had
gonna
people
say something, but I thought it might be inappropriate.
I had people like, "Damn, you should die," and then the other people would be like, "Damn, Raycon, I just lost gallons to you, bro. What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh, thank you, I guess. I don't know." It was just such a wild week.
That's insane. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I can show a
Sorry, I
screenshot
was-
of it. Well, because I don't think you can
Me.
see the dislikes, right? They changed that shit.
No, I'm technically illiterate. Or technical literacy is very low. I don't
Or,
know how to even have like a
There's the stats of it.
I don't even have a what's it called? That's that setting or thing or whatever it's called.
Like dyslexia?
The see dislikes and stuff.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you have to get a extension.
Oh, stupid.
Okay, I first I thought you talked about you were talking about the Last of Us video.
No, that
The-
one I
the-
just not. I had a viewer like ask me.
you
"Oh,
were like, nah, I'm good.
no, I literally said like I had a viewer. Oh, just watch this. Like watch this 1 hour and a half video, and I was like, brother, last time I reacted to, I had the most awful people in my comments just tell me the worst shit possible. Why would I interact
is-
with someone whose community is
The
like
main
this?
issue, like I feel like the main issue with like Toboro's videos aren't even like this guy, aren't even the videos by themselves, because there's a lot of points I quote unquote agree with. It's like the community around it. I was like, there was one guy in the comments who said, and I quote and translate in English because it was in French, shut your damn mouth, you fucking moron. Toboro called, basically it was like Toboro called the game bad, so, and the game being Enfield, so the game is bad. That was basically his point. And I was like, are you retarded? Like this is obviously a subjective video about a subjective opinion on a game. Like how does this have to do with any form of objectivity? If I am I am obviously, and obviously is everybody is allowed to like Enfield, and I mean like the numbers speak for themselves, right?
Mhm.
Because the game is a success by now. And I was like, can't you have an opinion by yourself? Are you 2 years old? I'm genuinely asking if this guy's audience is 2 years old.
Like the thing is, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine. You go.
And what I was gonna say is like I don't know, like the thing is, especially with this most recent video, I don't have an issue with a lot of his points. It's just how he comes across. He comes across as this know-it-all. Everything that I say is a fact. And the thing is, he
Yeah.
has shown to be so hypocritical and like backtracked so many times because there was a I don't know if y'all know this, But after he posted that first big video, he got a lot of shit for it, but he also got a lot of love. But then he apologized and said, I'm going to avoid making this type of videos. I'm going to just focus on other stuff. I'm still going to be liking Enfield. I'm still going to do this, but I apologize. And he basically said he was going to take a step back. 2 weeks later, boom, new video. Hypergriff just doomed Enfield or something like that. And then he gets fucking hit for that because people are like, bro, you said you're gonna stop. He apologizes again, removes it.
I think he
2 weeks
I think
later,
he got
same
hate
thing
because
again. Bro,
I think he got hate because I assumed that the next video was about the dodge system, and he was
Yes.
the famous dodge system, right? We're not gonna talk much about this, but yeah, I feel like he had a lot of points that at first a lot of people agreed with him, and then he released more and more points that actually not a lot of people agreed with him this time.
I don't hate him, or actually, to be honest, even totally disagree with him. I think I agree with his points. I disagree with how he wants to go about to solve them, is probably how I stand with him. Which is actually, to be honest, I agree with a lot of people's opinions on games. I just have issues with how they want to either solve it, fix it, or either just how they said it. Because you know the old saying, it's not what you said, it's how you said it, and stuff. Um, but I also don't like to talk too much about other
Yeah, I
people
mean, it makes
and
sense.
stuff.
The only reason I bring him up is just because how interconnected he is at the Enfield discussion and the reputation that Enfield has, at least for
That's true.
the Arknights
Yeah,
community and like the outside perspective. Because it was not just that his video got popular; he also got signal boosted by a lot of big content creators, Tectone, Asmongold, all of these like big CCs that are not gacha adjacent, but like at this point have their own big audience, and his point of view was the only one that got spread to the public. There was no like counter video saying this might be true, but here's how you would fix it, and this is how Enfield is doing it, and why it's probably better. There was no counter narrative, so this reputation of like there is no strategy. Hypergriff fucking sucks. They're gonna ruin this game. They only caved in to Hoyo Shield, and there was nothing that people could say against it for like a solid like 2 to 3 weeks after that video release.
I
and
guess
to be
that's
fair, like
fair.
the game proved him wrong
Mm-hmm.
in actually so many aspects. But just to be clear, I don't have anything about this guy and against this guy. And honestly, if he would come on the stream, like sure, we could discuss about this.
I'd
Yeah.
love to talk with him. I have no ill will towards anybody, so I
Same.
would love to talk with Tobo on stream. I think I would agree. I think we would agree with a lot of things, to be honest, and we'd have an. I would probably agree with him a lot of things about his takes on Enfield. Probably go about them a bit differently, but I would agree with them. I do understand the whole point of his videos put a specific limelight or a color on Enfield as a whole before it even came out. He is a core figure, or a core figure, whatever, a key point in the timeline of Enfield before it's even come out. Um, and is has he provided a certain light on the game that probably was undeserving, or Enfield did not deserve at that time, and it did basically push a lot of people away from the game as well that
I
were going to be interested.
I feel like there's a negative impact that content creation has on games because we've all had that feeling of like, oh, there's a new game coming out, but like, do I really want to waste my money on it? I mean, like people online are saying that it sucks, so like, should I really waste my money on it? And then the game comes out, and then you find out like everyone hates it, and you're like, oh, thank God I didn't waste my money on that. So like,
Yeah.
there's an aspect of gotcha games where like, and content creators do this, where if they don't want to play the game, they don't want to be stuck playing that game for however long until their audience allows them to quit playing, they'll say that the game sucks preemptively so that they don't have to play it. And then
Yeah.
they can just say, "Well, the game that I'm already playing is so good, guys. Like, why would we leave Wuwa? I mean, Wuwa is so good. Why would we leave?" And the people that weren't going to play the game are like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to play a new game." And then the people that do want to play the game and do want to talk about it and celebrate it are just pushed to the side as shills. And it's like, okay, so you can talk bad about it, but you can't talk good about it. Now, I wonder why that is. It's like, and it's also the fact that because it's gambling and because it kind of is like, as a player, you kind of are like an investor. you're investing in basically a casino. This is your favorite casino, and you don't
Yep.
want it to go out of business. So if you spent money on it, you're definitely going to say, "Oh, my game's perfect. What are you talking about?" Because if that game goes out of business, if that casino goes out of business, you just lost all of that money that you put into it.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
a really negative aspect of people that don't even give a shit about the game, but they know they're going to get paid if they just outright say that the game is bad, and that's what they do.
I
And
do
then,
think it's.
oh, sorry, I'm basically done.
Okay, I do think it is funny. At least this is my shit on Kuro, or I guess the community, is they kind of became the very thing they swore to destroy, which was Genshin Impact
I mean,
and
just look
stuff.
at Gacha Grail.
Gotcha who?
Gacha what?
Gacha Grail. You do not want to know what the hell it is. It's a Twitter
I don't.
community. Dude,
I don't have
imagine.
Twitter.
I mean,
Sorry.
you said Twitter, and my brain
Yeah.
automatically disconnected. But please continue.
Think of like the worst like gacha incel just out in the wild, but multiply it by Twitter. It's literally
man.
that.
By Twitter.
That is incredible. Multiply it by Twitter.
It's
Yeah,
literally
That's
just
that's
very-
awesome.
I
like
think it's so. Oh, keep going.
yeah, well, these people are actually so miserable. Like these people are complaining about every other game. They are always complaining about anything. Like there was one time that like someone shit talked like a ship between Rover and like I don't remember even who the girl was on Wua, and these people were like swarming this other user just because they didn't like that ship and because they like female Rover more or something like that. It was insane, and they just do this. Like recently, they like attacked like a Arknights VA event, like the Rosmontes one, just because they were like non-binary or something. Like these communities are just fermenting a lot, especially recently. It's getting
Mhm.
actively like worse. Like it's
Oh yeah.
becoming harmful even.
I always laugh when it's like I see a YouTube video and it's like this happened on Twitter. The community is pissed, and they show like a tweet or whatever, and it's got like 5 likes and like 15 views. I'm like, okay, like we don't even make videos out of a Reddit post or a Twitter post and circumference it as the community and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely the PvP has been. I'd say this year has been very high. I mean, I guess last year as well. It has definitely
The
ramped up substantially.
the
PvP.
PvP this year is like it's like it's escalated to federal crimes. Like,
Yeah,
have you seen the
yeah.
latest between Saint Tontas
It's
and
it's impossible to ignore. It really fucking
Dude,
is
it-
like
impossible to ignore.
he's got people raiding his Discord and putting CSAM in it, trying to get like everybody like arrested and like the Discord taken down over. And this all stems because Saint Tontas would talk shit about other games because they're not Wuwa, and he wanted to be like Tectone. And it's gotten so far out of fucking hand that like people like imagine the kind of person they have to go and well, I mean, I assume they already had the material, but it's like you went and got CSAM and then used it to try to take people out because of their opinions on the internet. Fuck gotcha games. Their opinion on the internet. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You turn your computer off, their opinion disappears.
Like
It's shit's so
the thing,
fucking crazy.
I mean, like I have my plenty of issues with Saint Tontas, but of course, like at that point, like dude, that's just too much. Like, sure, I don't like the fucking guy. I'll be honest, he's such a fucking narcissistic idiot. Like, in my opinion, like he just is not a net positive to the gacha community. But like, I'm not gonna say like sending death threats to him or posting CSAM or doxing anyone is actually a good thing to do. Like, I'm not gonna be like openly saying that. Like, do I think he's an asshole? Yeah, but yeah, that's way too much.
My opinion on him, I think, is he was a necessary figure in Wua in the 1.0 where it was really bad and they were getting dunked on pretty fucking hard and they didn't have many content creators. And he was doing really good guides and defending Wua, and there was kind of like a person to rally behind. And then after 2.0 happened and Wua established themselves as a real fucking big hitter and really showed force, and they've kind of stayed consistent, he's kind of unnecessary. He still defends it like he's defending 1.0, and it's kind of like you need to like kind of chill out because it's unnecessary. Let the game speak for itself. You don't need to defend it or talk for Kuro Games. And then also just he's just being a dickhead. Like I liked I'll say this. I like Tectone because at least he can throw hands and also take it, and stuff. But yeah, Saint, this is devolving into a fucking shit show with Saint. I've never seen it this bad. Because like the last big drama I feel like in the Gacha verse was the Atsu
Yeah.
v Saint versus
And
it
that
was like
wasn't even that bad.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was more of kind of this weird, like, good old boys club, kind of like a group mentality type of thing, which is actually what kind of happened with Kuro or with the Wuwa community or Wuwa CCs, but instead they all kind of imploded on each other, stuff. But this one's been a much more dramatic implosion, I would say, overall.
I mean, I
I don't
think
know
it's
what's gonna
just
happen.
because each party is just escalating it by 10x. Like before, it's like, oh, you are a stinky poo because you said this, and then the other person like, well, you're a stinky poo times two because you did this. But like, it would be like minor stuff. Here on this drama, it's like, you are a federal criminal. You have been convicted
Yeah.
of crimes. How dare you even direct your voice towards me? You pathetic idiot. And then the other one goes like, well, you did also this crime, and I'm getting my lawyers. And I'm like, dude, it's just a gotcha game.
Yeah,
Legit,
that,
all
that
you
was
have.
my impression with this. Like at some point, I read the only the thumbnails because there was so the titles of thumbnails because there was so many videos, and the first videos were like, oh yeah, Santonidas is an idiot because whatever, and then like I went on making some videos, and I woke up like 4 or 5 days later, and I was like, yeah, I'm attacking injustice because he called me a PDF file, and now it has become an international issue. And I was like, did I miss a page? Like, what happened there?
Like it's also that people want to be like Kendrick and Drake. Like that was a huge cultural moment, and now everyone's just like, oh, I don't like this guy. I'll just call him a PDF. And
Yeah.
it's like you realize you're devaluing what that means. And I think I feel like it's like why are we devaluing an actual like one of the worst possible crimes you could commit as a human being, and we're just calling each other that? It's like completely devaluing what that is, and it's not just toxic for Gacha, it's toxic for the entire internet. Because now you disagree. It's like, hey, I like Reese's cups. Oh yeah, well I like Snickers. You're a PDF file. It's like, what the fuck are like human beings are not a serious race of creatures. Like we just don't care about anything anymore. Like it's just every reaction is just let's just burn everything to the ground and let's just kill everybody. It's like it's ridiculous. it's
It's very short term
Yeah.
focused, really. That's what ends up being, because this would not have escalated if both parties just shut the fuck up about each other, bro. Like legit, does it hurt that much to just like focus on yourself? Like, bro, there's so much shit to talk about. Why must you talk about this one person specifically? Shut the
They
fuck
don't
up.
want to shut the fuck up because they want to be the one that wins. That's the
Yeah,
issue. Is they want everyone to shut the fuck up when they're winning, not when the other side is winning. And that's why it's always good. This is infinite. This
Yeah.
is an infinite fucking thing.
Gotta
to be
farm
honest.
aura and W's in the chat, I guess.
And
It's a coliseum. It's a coliseum.
the other thing is too, it's like even the people that say they hate drama, like they secretly love drama, they just don't want to be involved in it. They don't want their favorite game being involved in it, and and it makes money, and that's the thing. It's like, but that's the thing is like you have to say these things, you have to make these videos to get money, but then you say these things, and then people have to escalate it, and then it becomes who can say the craziest thing, who can ruin the most amount of lives, and whoever is left standing at the end, well, that's just the game. And it's like it didn't have to be this way. I've always said that YouTube started as like a website where a guy would say, "Hey, look at this new fan that I bought for my office. It really cools my room down." And you would watch the video and you'd be like, "Man, I wish I had a fucking fan like that, dude." Like my house needs a fan like that. And now it's like, "What's your position on the new thing? That's the wrong position. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you." It's like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like everyone's on the defensive of if I don't ruin his life, he's gonna ruin mine. So I have to make sure to kill him first before he kills me, basically, or kill my career and stuff. And that's what it's kind of like. Which I mean, I have a normal fucking job. So if I get in PvP, if this shit goes down the drain, like I still have a normal fucking job. Like, I still have a 401k. It's like fucking whatever. This is for fun.
Like, but
I still haven't turned on monetization
yeah,
yet.
but at the end of the day, like, bro, I don't know how people can be so tribalistic about these games. Bro, I play like 8 gacha games, all from different companies. I play HSR, ZZZ, Genshin, fucking HSR. I play Arknights Endfield. I play Nikkei. I fucking played TZN. I'm waiting for more Fox Girls. Like, I play Stella Sora. God, I've even tried to play Blue Archive because it had a Fox Girl. Like, bro, and I could not give a fuck to defend these, like, companies at all in this type of way. Like, bro, it's not that serious. If I don't like the game, I just don't play it. It's what happened with WoWa. Like, I played WoWa from the closed beta test. I even have videos of clearing with Ling Yang, or like the level 100 the bear on the first zone. And like, what happened is I played till 2.3. The game started running like shit because it's Unreal Engine, and I just stopped. I don't talk about the game. I don't do anything about the game. I don't interact with the game. I liked it while I played. It no longer works on my computer, so I stopped talking about it. It's that simple.
That's fair. That's what I did. I think I quit at 2.6. I'm glad I played 2.4. 2.4 was chef's kiss.
Just super easy.
But
Just be quiet.
yeah, you just stop talking about the game, and it's just that easy. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like I hate these videos of these content creators that go, "Oh, I'm going back to play this game I quit." It's like, all right, dude, you don't need this ain't an airport. You don't
Yeah.
need to fucking announce your arrival, your exit, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like, fuck it, dude. But fuck. Oh my god, we got so sidetracked. We're talking about fucking Enfield.
I mean, it's
Oh,
still
yeah,
it's
right.
still technically related to Enfield in a way or another, right? But
Well,
uh,
see,
Yeah, because there's been
pe-
so much drama.
Yeah.
Like it's become the main topic lately.
people can say like two things about Enfield. They can say, "Look, the game's so bad that they're just fighting each other because the game's so bad," or you can say, "Well, the game just came out. It's in a decent state for a game that just came out, and it's a good game. Like for the people that play it, it's a good game or it's serviceable, and it's all it has is to look forward to in the future." So, and then you have people that like want to start shit and say like, "Oh, well, it's not the greatest game ever. I guess I could talk shit about it." And then it's like, I don't know. You can look at it both ways. Either the game's so good that there's really nothing to talk about, so then people just start attacking each other, or the game's bad, and that's why you have to fight each other over it. But I don't know. This, like you said, like this year of PvP has just been, it's unacceptable.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah. This is where you need to. I'm a big subscriber into if someone goes low, you go lower. But even in this case, it's one of those where you just need to excommunicado those motherfuckers. Like I get it, we all got to be inclusive and stuff. It's like nah, like excommunicado, get the fuck out.
Don't
But
tolerate
what
the
I really want to jump
intolerable.
in,
It's that simple.
yeah, yeah. What I do want to talk about is I feel like in every gacha game that's come out, there's been you can kind of see like out the gate who are going to be the mainline content creators for those games usually within the first month. If you think of a gacha game, you think of at least three content creators, and they guys come to your mind. And the weird thing is with Enfield is I still feel like it's up in the air. There's a lot of people making content about it, and obviously it's the bigger content creators as well kind of jumping in and making content, but they're going to filter back to their own games as well and stuff. But I feel like we haven't had like an established like who are like who we like who we thinking of who's going to be the Enfield content creators. Because yes, we could say as Arknights content creators, but I feel like not many of the Arknights CCs are going to stick around with Enfield too much because it's just such a different game. Now I think maybe the lore guys might, but
BRB,
overall I
by the
think
way.
they might go back to playing Arknights and stuff.
I'm not
But
sure about this. I feel like most CCs that have done Arknights content are also gonna do Enfield content and stick with both. I'm pretty sure a lot of the audience is there for both. Like, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
I would say like when I'm streaming, I have a very different like group of people that watches me when I'm playing Arknights and watches me when I'm playing Enfield. And I would even say like a lot of the Arknight CCs like Kuki, Supa, Kyo, they're like the big names for Arknights. And I feel like they're still gonna play Enfield, but it's not gonna be too much. Like it might be like a 2-to-3 ratio or something like that, where most of the time they'll be playing Arknights and sometimes they're gonna pop in Enfield. But I don't think we'll have like we have yet to see a dedicated Enfield CC to the extent of how when Wuwa came out, you don't really have a lot of people that are playing Wuwa and then playing PGR at the same time. It's usually the main content creators are just playing Wuwa. Same thing with Genshin.
Yeah.
You have your Genshin content creators, and sometimes they hop in the Star Rail, but usually they're just playing Genshin and stuff. And
I also
I,
feel it's because we don't have like that. That was something I discussed on my Discord yesterday. Like, someone asked me, "What are you gonna do on Enfield?" And I was like, I don't know because like what am I supposed to do? Like there are basically two types of contents right now. There are people discussing meta, and then this is already over because the three characters have been released, and what else is there to discuss about really? And the second type of people is people discussing about the most optimal base layout and stuff. And this is
yeah,
already over too, because like it's not like there's 1 billion different most optimal base layers, like base optimized layers. So
true.
the point is we don't have a lot of weirdly enough, we don't have a
Fact.
lot of contents to talk about right now. So I feel like we don't have specific Enfield CCs because there isn't much to talk about. Like I would say the dramas between Saints and Pig. Sorry, I'm getting back on this.
Mm,
Is what made the most views. Why?
mm.
Because there are actually not that much to do in the end game right now, and so people are quote unquote forced to make up stuff in order to discuss about the. It's not even about to discuss about the game. It's to discuss what's around the game right now. So
Yeah.
like
That's
I feel like the only thing I could do in terms of content is like explain the lore of Arknights to Enfield tourists, and that's pretty much it. And even, for example, Draknus in your chat has done a way better job as what I could do
Mm.
theoretically. I could do this in French, obviously, but I'm not that much versed into the laws or into the law of Arknights. And even if I did this, I would probably lose a part of my English-speaking audience. So
Mm.
the point is, there really isn't much to talk about. Maybe some years in the future, like 1 or 2 years in the future, when we
Mm.
have like 4 or 5 new different kind of modes that basically have infinite replay value, maybe this would change. But for now, not really.
That's fair.
I mean, I think there is content to be made. I just don't think people are doing it at the moment. Like, how do I explain it? Like, first of all, there's no tournaments really happening. Like other games that have
Yeah.
like constant tournaments, especially between content creators. I don't see anything like that happening. I would do it myself. I'm too poor
True.
to give an award, so I can't realistically set one up. But like even in the factory, there's like drawing competitions with the conveyor belts, with the pipes, fucking boss rushes with like level 1 characters. Who knows, like that kind of stuff. I just don't think that
Yeah,
there's
level
much.
one. Yeah.
I don't think it's that there isn't content to be made. I think there isn't an incentive to make that content. I think that's the difference. Because people look at the Enfield category on Twitch. Guess what? It's Mr. Poke Sentontas and all those talking about drama. They go on YouTube.
Obviously.
Guess what? It's Skull CJ, Sentontas, Mr. Poke, Captain Cabinets, all talking about drama. And then like you have to specifically type out stuff to get content about actual Arknights. So that's what ends up being, because people end up like, well, fuck, I want to make something cool, but like, what's the point? I'm just gonna get drowned out by all this drama where I could just do it myself. Fuck it, I'll start drama with Mr. Patanga. How dare you be French? Like that kind of stuff.
That's a
Like,
good point. You want
you
to address
know,
that, Dr. P, real quick? Why
Uh,
are you French?
because I was born this way, and by the way, you're Portuguese, so you're stinky. I win.
wow.
Oh, I'm Portuguese. What?
Whoa. I can't believe this. I can't believe he would attack me like that. I'm going to degrade your channel. Report it to
Ah,
YouTube. You know,
Let's see. What
it's
we,
just
if I
that
click on
easy, right? It's just that easy to like do drama, but
yeah.
like setting up content, dude. I remember like doing my one actual good video that did awful was the Frostleaf altar rework that I did. I made that video. It took me like a whole week setting up a possible like community based kit around Frostleaf, and then that video got like 700 views. But you know what got more views? The drama video about Toboro. So
Yeah.
there is no incentive to do these type of like creative content if the algorithm itself doesn't feed it. You know?
Yeah, but usually this doesn't even have to do with Enfield. Like, if views
Yeah.
don't reflect the work you put in your videos. Like, I've had God knows how many videos where I spent like, I don't know, maybe 1 hour to make,
Mhm.
and these got more views than
Yeah.
some videos it took me 20 hours to make. So honestly, it's just not an Enfield problem. I feel like it's a
Yeah,
what
it's
You'll
what
a
are you
be
it's
doing
it's
there?
an overall like content creation thing. Also, I'm looking at Dad's face. He's 100% looking at Enfield's search results and seeing only drama. That's what I bet what he's finding. He's probably just
I
going
was
like
just
he's probably searching
I searched up
Arknights Endfield.
I searched up Enfield and the stream was number like 3 down. I was like, okay, well, that's all the content for the fucking game. But I I will say this when it comes to dedicated CCs, I do think Renegade is probably in line for at least the factory stuff. And he's been doing a lot of fun shit with the factory. But when I think of Arknights Enfield, like what would be good content, I would say if you think of factory and then maybe some combat rotations and stuff. I feel like it would be fun to do mini games and host stuff like that as well. It's just I haven't made it even a fucking Wooling yet, so I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna fucking do.
I can't even think of what I can't even think of what woo-wah content is because like maybe like holograms and stuff like that. But uh back when like back during like the first Gacha war back in like 2023 when Mr. Pokey was like not as hated, his main content was like doing 0 cycles on Honkai Star Rail, and I was just like,
Yep.
if that's all, if I had to do 0 cycles every single day for my content, I'd shoot myself in the head.
Yeah, I
But
take
this guy,
that right here.
but like
Fucking
yet he but like I guess if the money's good enough, like these people could just shut their brain off and just do it. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm a variety gamer, but like people don't like I feel like my viewers, they only want me to play certain games. So it's like and it's what sucks is like I want to play a whole bunch of different games, and it's like they don't like the games that I like, and sometimes I like the games that they like, but not as much. And you get
Oh
into
yeah.
this weird thing where like you're trying to play games for your audience, but then your audience is like, I gotta study, I gotta take a test in the morning, or like I gotta wake up and go to work. And you're just like, okay, well, I guess I don't know. But like what Pertanger said, you'll be working on a video and you'll think it's the best video that anyone has ever made about the topic that you're talking about. You'll put like extra time into it and you'll put extra sound effects and everything, and it'll get 600 views. You will make a video and you'll throw it out there and it will get like 20,000 views. And it's like I made that video in like 30 minutes. Why did it blow up? It's content is like really weird for, and especially like with Arknights where like it's a brand new game and I can totally see what they're going to do with it, where like every new area you go to has like a new material that you have to get. Like you go to you get, oh my god, you go to Wooling and you get like the water tubes and you get all these puzzles where you have to empty out an area and like take the water out of it and move it to somewhere else. And you know they're gonna make like a fire and an ice area where you have to, maybe they even like cross the, like, because there is a mechanic where if you get to a certain level with like your depots or whatever, I think it's the outposts. If you get your outpost high enough, you can share your storage between your factories, and I can totally see you getting to like the ice area and needing like the fire areas like magma blocks to melt the ice, and then you like there's like
Just like
material hidden in the
Factorio.
ice.
That's pretty cool.
There'd be
Just
like
like
material hidden in the
Factorio.
ice. You have, yeah, there'd be like stuff in the ice that you have to uncover. Like maybe like there's like a frozen. Like I saw a short earlier about like there was like some kind of virus that was like frozen in the Antarctic, and they dug the virus up and they heated it back up to see what it would do. There's totally a bunch of shit like that that they could do with Enfield, but the game's brand new, so
Yeah.
we have to wait because it's a live service game, so it's not, it's, you know, you're gonna have to wait a couple months for new content. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like I can wait. There's so many games like Resident Evil 9's coming out. There's so many different games coming out all the time that you don't have to sit around and play one game. But some people are like obsessed with like you have to play one game and you have to make content for that game. And if you
Yep.
stop making content for the game, then like you don't, that's the game must suck then. It's like, no, there's so many games. There's so many things to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm a complete variety gamer. So like on stream I'll play Arknights and I'll play Enfield and then I'll play whatever gacha oriented stuff it is. But on my own time, I'm playing games with my friends. Like right now, we're playing fucking RL Craft on a server in Minecraft.
Yeah.
So we're just fucking dicking around in that.
I mean,
But I will say this: it's
mm.
shocking how many people like Arknights content, and I was very
Yeah.
shocked when I first started doing Arknights, and I got a lot
Oh
of people.
yeah.
I was like, holy
Yeah, it's
shit!
the thing is, it's not like it's a big community. Like, look at Twitch, like it has like 100 viewers max, and if it's Cookie Kaze online, right? But like they are they really like the game, right? I remember when I first reacted to Enfield stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is like gonna get like 90 views because I had like 100 subs. Like it'll get 90 views probably. I wake up the next day, it's like 2,000. I'm like, oh, what the hell? What happened here? And like then I started learning more about the community and stuff, and then it just it snowballs essentially, right? And it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier.
Which reminds me of something I said at the very beginning in this conversation. You
Sorry,
all
Echo.
have
I'm
a
just
common
trying to
points,
focus more here on the podcast. Sorry,
not compare, but like towards
but
me.
yeah.
Do you know
Mm.
what it is?
We'll review all our IS friends.
Oh
Review.
yeah.
Yep, exactly. I
That's
reviewed
fucking
at
funny.
least one run of each one of you.
Mhm.
Actually,
True.
like I don't like the full. I've joked and said that when I stopped playing Arknights, I joked and said that like yeah I might not be playing Arknights anymore, but at least I gave the world Dr. Patanger, and that's good enough for me. But I think he said that he was going to start content creation before he started reacting to my runs. But it was funny because like I would have people comment and they were just like, Clay is so bad at this game. I want to take the same team that he has and see how easy this actually is. And I was like, other people would see this as like, oh, you suck at the game. You're, oh, how could you live with yourself? But I'm like, I play games to have fun. So if I'm inspiring people to play the game, like that's awesome. I don't care if it takes me 7 times to beat a level. Like if I'm making people laugh and I'm inspiring people to play the game themselves, like that's what's awesome.
I mean, yeah, that's what
Oh,
You
matters
sure
at the end
made
of
us
the
laugh
day,
for sure.
right?
Let's
Especially for
sorry
the
about that.
community creation side, right? Like the one of the hardest things about content creation is getting that community to like stick, right? You can get stragglers that show up once and then leave, right? But the hard part about content creation is getting like the loyal ones, the ones that stay, right? And that's for me, it's essentially what Arknights did. It created that like solid community, and you just have to develop upon it, right? And then you just gotta create content that would suit that community. Sure, you can then adapt that community more to your likings, like for example what I did with Stella Sora, right? But that's just ends up being the loop that you have to go through.
Yeah, and
There's someone
it
in chat
really
that said Clay is the mobile game ad player.
How dare you?
it really is kind of I realized this because to be honest, like when I was gonna start, I was actually gonna start last year in like wait no, like January, and then I didn't. I just kept watching videos, and I realized very quickly it's not about. It kind of is about the quality,
Mhm.
but it's more about the hit rate. You know, it's more about spray and pray than what you're spraying. That sounds weird, but that's see throw shit at the do the Enfield tactic or the hypergriff tactic. Throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And then something fucking stuck. So
Mhm.
It was kind of startling when I like because all I made content for the longest time and nobody gave a shit about it. Like I was just like, hey, I'm playing all the Silent Hills, I'm playing all the Resident Evils, and people were just like, yeah, wake me up when we start to give a shit. Like they just did not care. And then I played Nikkei and talked about Stellar Blade, and then all of a sudden people were like, oh my god, like you're right, like oh my god, you should play Nikkei. So I played Nikkei. And then all of a sudden, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna play Arknights. And then fucking people just showed up out of nowhere. I was getting like
fucking
1,000,
That's a
1,000.
meme in the Arknights community. Like every time there's a new player playing, there's always someone in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, Hive Mind, come to me," and so on and so on. Like this
Yeah,
always
like
Mhm.
happens.
I was getting like 1,000, 2,000 views a video playing Nikkei, and then all of a sudden I was getting 10,000 every day on Arknights, and I was like, oh my god, like people love this fucking game. And the only stranger thing was when I started playing Limbus Company, and it was almost the same level of hive mind or arguably like more.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and it's so weird because like Limbus Company is not it's not a Gooner game, but yet
Yeah,
people
it's
are
not.
are people are like feral for the characters anyway. And it's a horrible gotcha game. Like you don't have to gamble in it at all. You could just wait a week and then just pity the character. It's
Yeah.
a terrible gotcha game, but it's an amazing like visual novel. It's
Mhm.
barely a game if we're being honest. You could just win. There's a button called win rate,
Mhm.
and you just click it, and the game basically plays itself.
Okay.
But like you can make the game challenging. There are challenging modes. There is end game and everything. But like yeah, like that's the thing is when you start playing a game and the entire community just like shows up to support you, it's just like, oh wow, this is really great.
It almost gives you anxiety. It's like, is this
Dude.
temporary? And you get like fucking worried for the first like 2 months. You're like, is this gonna
I
end?
was
Am I just a
d-
fucking we're gonna wash out?
I was dumbfounded. I was just like, oh my god, people like me? Like what the fuck? Like all I had to do was play Arknights, and now people like me? This is so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, it is just like such an because it's not like every game does this. Like, sorry to admit, I was a League of Legends content creator for 5 years before playing gacha
Oh,
games.
get
My
outta
fault.
here.
My fault. My fault.
Oh, where's the
Listen,
French?
listen. I've recovered. I don't play League as much. Okay,
We're back.
right? It's just there was not
As
that
much?
support. Listen, I only play Era Mayhem. Okay, it's the RNG game mode that just released. Okay, I don't play ranked anymore. I've recovered mostly. Okay, it's just but like I was making content and streaming since like 2016, right? Until recently I was like, dude, I'm just not gonna stream anymore because I was a one viewer Andy, right? And getting like 20 to 30 views a video. But then I started doing like Arknights content. Now I have like quintuple, sextuple of the amount of like people on me like watching what I'm doing. And like dude, that was such a nervous thing. Like I was in
Yeah.
stress. I was like, oh fuck, what if I say the wrong thing and like 30 viewers that I have just go boop, back to one, off I
That-
go.
I went through that too.
You're a
Like
Frosty enjoyer, so you already said the wrong thing.
True,
Yeah.
I lost
I-
like 10 viewers right there when I said I liked Frostleaf.
I every time I load up a stream or I put out a video, I'll say something that I'm just I cannot believe that I said that. Like I don't know what headspace I was in. I don't know why I thought that was funny. And then I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'll release it. People have put up with it for this long. And then they watch the video and they're like, oh my god, like that's great. I love like I'll every once in a while I'll get a comment that's just like, oh my god, I love your videos. I wait every day for your video to come out. And I'm like, how have I not alienated every person on the fucking website?
That's fucking
Content creation is
yeah.
just such a wild thing, and like stringing it back to Enfield, right? And like making like also transferring the community is also a scary thing to do, right? Especially if you do it somewhat consistently in attempts to be like a variety content creator, because becoming a like it's like becoming a one trick is not that it's easy, right? But it's easier, right, than just
Yeah.
being a variety content. And every time you transfer or try to transfer your community, you're gonna lose a percentage, and it gets more and more and more. It becomes scarier and scarier. But once you hit that variety, though, it's insane. And like for example, I had an idea recently for Enfield of like, oh, dude, maybe I'll just DM like 50 people and just set up like a Jeopardy game or something for Enfield teams, just so people like.
Yeah.
First of all, to stop a little bit of the PvP and engage a bit of PvE. Let's do some raids and like fight some Jeopardy questions and that kind of stuff, because that's kind of what I did at Arknights first. Like Dr. Patanga probably can confirm. Like I DM'd them like surprisingly early into my Arknights time just to like set up some community stuff, because that's what matters.
Yeah, I feel a lot of people have forgotten that a game is first and foremost supposed to form a community and not like a fucking PvP zone. But yeah, I feel like this is something people should try and remember most of the time.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to do these. Speaking of PvP, oh fuck. Speaking of PvP, oh my god. A new Saint Tontos bomb has hit the fucking
Oh my fuck.
Mr.
field.
President.
Another video.
I saw that Pixel Tree just put out a new video.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to keep it. I didn't know if we wanted to stay on that topic.
I just passed it over real quick. I was like, oh man, that's got a lot of views in the first fucking. It's not even been an hour yet. Holy shit.
What
But
topics
yeah,
have we talked about, by the way?
what's up?
Among the list of topics we were supposed to talk about, what
Oh,
topics have we actually talked about?
Fucking like, let me see here. What's the oh, fuck. Okay, we didn't do that one. We didn't do that one. We didn't do that one. We did that one.
I mean, we did say
Yeah.
we would probably go like outside of the expectations of the questions, right?
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
was not outside. We ended up in the fucking Pacific Ocean at this
We
point.
did.
Listen, sometimes you gotta go angling, you know. Sometimes normal fishing just isn't hitting, you know. Wrong season at the
Yeah, I'm not a
time.
good fisher.
Yeah, maybe you gotta go spearing, you know. That maybe that's what we're doing here. Sometimes the fishing rod don't work. You just fucking throw yourself into the ocean, you know.
Yeah,
I'm only
that's why I
gonna
wanted
go
to do these.
steering a Gladia.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do these podcasts as well, because the podcast should just be kind of a fun thing to kind of get everyone together and stuff like that, get different people and kind of have a fun time together.
I
You
mean,
just kind of
yeah.
not create a community, because it's one of those things where you're like, well, you look at the other gacha communities, like, man, I really want to have a community like that as well, where it's like a content creator community or like a group, and then they almost always devolve into a good old boys club. So you're like, fuck, dude, like I really want one of those communities, but it's like it's bound to devolve into another one of those good old boy club, I'm in, you're out, we decide who we react to type of clubs and shit like that.
I mean, that just ends up
I
being
agree.
the issue with just content creation and like the personalities that content creation ends up attracting, right? Because let's be
True.
honest, like, sure, we might say we like making videos just for the fun of it, but damn, when that shit hits a 10 out of 10, we all cry a little bit inside, right? But so it ends up bringing like this mentality of like attention and somewhat narcissistic, right? Of like wanting to get more attention and more attention and more attention. And yeah, as everyone knows, more competition technically brings less attention to you yourself, right? But it's one of those things of like, if you allow more people to get in, you're just investing more in the long term, because the more people there is, the more people they bring in, and the more people they bring in, the more people watch you as well, right? But a lot of people end up just sacrificing that to like grow as a community for short term like view gain.
That's what was so sad about the whole. That's what's really sad about the Saint Tontas thing is like Tectone gave a lot of people careers, and he did so by trying to get people to get together on podcasts. And for some reason, Mr. Pokey and Saint Tontas thought that they should copy the worst possible aspects of Tectone. And now the drama that they've created is worse than any drama that Tectone has ever created. But when you were watching those podcasts, and it was kind of just like this, where people were just hanging out talking about, like sometimes they would just talk about other games they were playing, and it's just like we lost that. We had it, and then we lost it so fucking quick because people just can't stop themselves from just like I don't know. This is something that that Mr. Pokey, like the Mr. Pokey with the copyright strike. He saw Ethan Klein copyright strike the Hassan orbiters, and he thought, okay, well, if I just copy that behavior, I'll get the same outcome. And that's just, you cannot compare yourself to other people. Just because other people are successful because they did one thing doesn't mean that you can just do what they did and become successful. It doesn't work.
And also
there's nuance, there's other factors that are at play.
Yeah, the thing is also copyright sets a precedent, right? And let's be honest, a lot in the gacha community and content creation, we do a lot of reaction content. And COD, I can't put my hands up, but I would if I could. But like we do a lot of reaction content, and like, listen, I'll admit I'm more on Poke's side than I am on Saint Tontas, mostly because of his personality, right? But when he said he copyright claimed Saint Tontas videos, I was like, ooh, yeah, that's a bit of an
misplay.
That's like, dude, keep cooking him on his takes and stuff, but claiming his video, that sets a precedent that might affect everyone in the gacha community. Like, imagine I reacted to like an animation that was cool as hell, and then the content creator that did the animation, like, for some reason didn't like something that I said specifically, and just fucking nukes me. Like, dude, that's not ideal at all. And like the fact that he did that step even at all, and even he thought through it, went to a lawyer, went all that discussion, and still decided, yes, this is what I want to do. Uh, is something that I myself probably wouldn't do just for the sake of the community in general.
Yeah. I mean, so lawyers will just say yes to fucking.
Yeah.
You want to sue someone? They don't. They'll fucking. So they'll just try to do it legally. It's still
Mhm.
legal, maybe immoral or whatever. But I think this whole drama with that has made everyone look bad across the board and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like Saint's image got worse off of it. I know people could be like, "Hey, I can get lower," but he did get worse.
Mhm.
Even Captain Cabinets did get worse because if she, to be honest, there was no. She was stuck. If
Mhm.
she backed him, her people's perspective of her would get worse because you're backing Saint. If she left him, the other half, the people that like Saint, their perspective of her would get worse. So she was stuck.
Yeah.
And I think like even I'll be honest, even Tectone's opinions on it have been a bit like not
Well,
too. I expected something different. The only one who got out of it real good was Gotcha Smack. To be honest, he
Oh
gave a
my
fucking
god.
goated
mm,
opinion.
I guess I think he was like on Saint's side at first, and then he saw all the people like making fun of Saint, and then he just laughed at Saint, and then just took himself out of the whole thing completely. I was
Yeah.
like, now that's king shit. Like you go in, you're like, okay, this is awful. And just
Well,
leave. He got out immediately.
he left
he's
before he
buying a
got
house right now,
serious.
actually.
That's what happened.
Yeah, he's middle of moving, I think, right now because he just bought a house, or
He
he's
had,
searching for a house.
he's got like a kid and he's got a wife, and he's just like, this
Two
online
kids, I
shit,
think.
I'm not part of it.
Well,
I'm getting the hell out of here.
he's a normal functioning human being and stuff, which is why like that's like because I was like because I'm a normal like I make content, but like I would say like I have a normal job. I work from fucking 6 to 4 or whatever. You know, I have my 401k, and I was like, man, it'd be super cool to get YouTube and stuff like that. I've always wanted to do that since I was a kid. Watching all those Minecraft videos back in the day, like and
Mhm.
stuff, and I always wanted to do it, and I think like for Ganja Smack, he was a huge inspiration for the fact that like I was like, wow, a normal fucking human being can make content, and I was like, well, maybe I will try and stuff like that. So I did some research, but he was definitely a huge, I don't need to be an internet personality to be a content creator and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I could be a normal functioning person, and he's definitely an example of that.
I mean, you always have to have like that content brain a bit, but yeah, like one thing that like especially recently, mostly because of the pandemic, right? Like we just got to show
Yeah,
that content creation is just everyone can kind of fucking do it. They just gotta find that little corner that really hits with them, right? So it just
yeah,
ends up being that the case. Like, just so happened that the pandemic just allowed more people to be exposed to anyone. It's kind of like Ratatouille. Anyone can cook, you know. Anyone can cook up a video. Anyone can put out some slop there. Someone will eat it up, man. Don't worry. Just put it out. It's better than doing nothing.
that's true. Yeah, 100%. Plus, it kind of gives you, it's like a hobby, or
Yep.
sort of, I would say like a hobby. It's kind of like some personal creation to take pride in. Like all those old dads and their woodworking or their yard they work on or
Mm.
their grass or whatever project they have and stuff. This is kind of like a personal project. You can be like, look back on, and be like, I'm glad I did that.
Mhm.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
Did
It's
something
very
I'm
funny because
not used to.
in my case it's a bit different because yeah, sure, I like make obviously I like making the content I make, but the content I make is first and foremost to show my editing skills in order to get more customers. But
Mhm.
that's an entire. I feel like I'm in the vast minority there, but
I mean,
Get a
but
lot of
yeah,
customers.
I have one. It's simply the
the Mario
speedrunner
speedrunner.
symbol. Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
wow, you edit
yeah.
speedruns?
No, I edit content for Simply for now because he has pretty much stopped speedrunning at this point. But if he decides
Oh.
to get back to it, yeah, I will edit his videos for sure.
I loved speedruns back in the day, but like I always said like I could never put that much into one game. Like I
It's a lot of
love
time to put in one game. Yeah.
I love Resident Evil 4. Like I love the original. I could never fucking speedrun it. Like the closest that I ever got to like speedrunning anything was like Left 4 Dead 2. Like I would play versus campaign and I would play the maps so many times that I could play through them in my like falling asleep. I would just run through the maps in my head to like try to fall asleep. And I was just like, now imagine if you were like sequence breaking and you were like doing like stored energy to like launch yourself across the map. And I was just like, my God, I'd probably never want to play a video game ever again. Just seeing everything as ones
Yeah.
and zeros like the Matrix.
Also, it's pretty funny because one of the first quote-unquote events that Hypergroup decided to make with Enfield was a speedrunning event. So I'm not sure what that was supposed to show. Like that the game can be beaten pretty fast. That the goal is supposed to speedrun it as opposed to take your time to explore it. I'm not sure what was the point of this event really.
I think it's
I feel
mostly
like
because they
that
didn't
was a
have
weird
anything
move
else.
from them.
It
Wait,
was a
what?
trend. It was I think maybe it was like Doom Eternal, or there was some game a couple years ago that they showed the developers a speed run where they beat the game in like 20 minutes, and like the developers were just like, how are we supposed to combat this? How the hell, like, we did the QA, we did all the testing, and yet these people still find a way. And
Yeah.
I mean,
So this is my say about events, because events for Arknights is they're very, what's coming basically. We're gonna get, was it 8 stages, and then we have a challenge stage, and then we have like an S stage or something like that, and it's all kind of around the same theme of this is the gameplay. But I would say Enfield's gameplay is very split between the factory and the combat. So I'm curious, like, for events, like real events, like real, not these like shitty fucking mini games we're playing, but like real proper events. What are they going to be focused on? Are we going to get events about factory building, or are we going to do events only about combat and stuff like that? And I hope they lean into the factory, honestly. I really do.
I mean, it would be
Yeah,
a
I never
very
even
big miss if
thought
they
about this.
didn't.
But that would be really right because events, like the whole points of events that are time gated is that you get something if you take part in it.
Yeah.
So you get like a new character that is usually a 5 star. So in most cases, it's kind of whatever. But I feel like if we get some exclusive factory shit during events and then you can't get them anymore, I feel like this could be an issue. Like
Ooh, that's good, right?
I mean, they could just do factory
I don't
skins.
know. Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's true. That's pretty true.
you got, there's this event for Chinese New Year. Well, now your pipes have dragons on them. Your conveyor belts have
Yeah.
dragon themes, and there's lanterns all over the
Pipes have
place.
dragons.
You know
oh,
what I mean.
dude, one of my favorite parts. I'm sorry to bring this up, but
Mhm.
League of Legends, when you would get the the Christmas map,
Yeah.
I loved that fucking map.
Yeah.
It was so good, and then they stopped doing it
They
because they were
brought it
just
back
like, nobody gives
recently.
a shit about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe recently, but like I'm talking about like when the game
Yeah.
first came out, like maybe like season 3, they just stopped doing it because they were like, nobody gives a shit. They're gonna play this game anyway, so what's doing it? Have to give a shit.
Mm.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
I love when we get like Christmas updates where like there's Christmas trees everywhere and there's snow where there wasn't. Like I love that shit.
I wish we would get skins for the Dejang. I'll be honest. I really want skins for the Dejang. I really want, obviously, character skins or outfits as well. And then the factory one, I didn't think of that. That's a really good idea, actually. I would love to
Yeah.
see that.
True.
I mean, the thing with the fact, like the Zhang decoration, they are already meddling with it, right? With the 16 mil statues, the 30 mil bike, right? Is it
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
minimal? And should they do better? Yes, I'm not spending 30 mil when there's like artificing things that cost like basically 1/10 of
A
that
lot.
that I need to buy. But then, like they have shown that they are interested in messing with it, but we just gotta wait because I think this ends up being bringing back one thing that I wanted to mention. We are comparing a game that's been out for a month to games that have been out for 2 years, 3 years, and even Genshin 6 years. Right?
Yeah,
We are
obviously.
comparing content between all of these games. Like Genshin has 6 years of content. Wuwa has 3 years of content, if not mistaken. Arknights, 7 years. It came out in 2019 for CN, right? This game came out a month ago. Like, come on, man. Let's keep stuff
Yeah,
realistic.
I think it is kind of we're doing like the MMO thing, you know, where like a new MMO comes out and it doesn't have as much content as like WoW or whatever, and WoW's
Mhm.
been out for fucking infinity. I do think there is also the argument made that the game should be a couple steps ahead in content than the previous group. Like we shouldn't all have the same starting point. Like I feel like if I was coming out with a Gacha game in this day and age and it's open world action RPG, I would put a bit more content in, you know, than the other ones had initially at release even and stuff. Which actually to be honest, they kind of did because we're having a new zone already out the gate, which is a lot different than the other two, I would say. I
Yes,
believe so. I
but
don't
that
think those two came out with
but that takes away from one point. Like, if not mistaken, Lowlight said Endfield started developing basically almost at the same time as normal Arknights, right? They immediately started messing with making a 3D game. So when they started developing, they had early Genshin as a comparison point, and they just had to adapt the game as they developed to what they were seeing at the time. So the game releases now in 2026, and we're comparing to things being developed and shipped already in 2026. It's a bit unfair because they are technically in a backtrack when it comes to this. Like, let's just say this is content that would be comparable to like 2025 or 2024, right? So you need to keep that in mind as well because development takes time. So, and if we want to do better than this specific time of Genshin, well, it is better than that time of Genshin, but Genshin is 2 years ahead by now.
Yeah. And that makes us wonder a lot of things like regarding events. Like we talked briefly about like how much pull currency it could give, but also what is gonna be the main like incentive to do events? Because like in Arknights, I feel like the main incentive is usually the new character, like the new
yeah.
free to play character,
Mhm.
and will there be like in Genshin? It's not the case. There is no free to play characters for events. It's
Kinda.
like
Sometimes they do
a
it.
weapon, I think.
They
Really?
sometimes
Okay.
like very rarely they'll just give like a random 4-star that everyone already has C6 of.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not a character that is attached
Yeah,
to the
it's not
event.
new.
It's a 4-star character that already exists.
Hmm.
So I wonder what are they gonna do in the case of Enfield? Is there gonna be like an event specific character that they're gonna hand out to you, or is it gonna be like a weapon, like or something that, let's be honest, I just do not care that much compared to a new character. Like this is something I'm really wondering there.
Yeah, I think if I wanted to play an event, the only thing that would lure me into it would not even, I'll be honest, I don't even care about polls. I think it would either be the character or like some skin or outfit or for something.
Yeah, the skin is also something very important. That's true.
Yeah, I'd say it's the skin that would make me more
S-
interested.
I almost got pulled back into ZZZ because I saw Jane's summer outfit,
Mm.
and then I was like, you know what? There's websites for this.
Yeah,
Hold, hold. We don't need to go
R34.
back. We
Yeah.
don't need to go back. Please don't make me do this.
You
Yeah.
just Google it real quick, just for my friend.
the thing with the events, right, is I don't think it's also fair to compare Enfield events to Arknights events, just because the genre of the game, right? Arknights OG is 2D. Like, there's no shot Enfield could ever compete with the cadence of content, much less with how easy
Yeah.
it is, right? Like, them giving away a skin, for example, is way more expensive in Enfield than they would in normal Arknights, especially because in normal Arknights you get that shit for free anyways, right?
Yeah.
So it just there's this awkward dissonance just due to the genres of the games and the type of games that they are, that I don't think we can ever get the same type of event stores that is in Arknights to Enfield.
Yeah. What I don't want to happen, honestly, is you know how if like for the mainline Gacha games, there's like
Mm.
almost like a content creation rotation where it's like new patches coming. Here's the reaction trailers
Mm.
to the new character. Here's the story trailer reaction. Here's the combat trailer reaction. Here's the reaction to the new zone, and then maybe the new story, and then here's the gameplay of us. Like here's reaction to us actually playing it when it first releases, and then there's maybe like one other video about my opinion on this patch for this game, and then that's it for the fucking. That's like the meta rotation. Then you're already starting the next rotation of reacting to the next character's trailer that's coming out in the next patch and stuff like that. And that's what it feels like. I hope we don't have that happen, honestly.
As long as it's not Limbus's content schedule where you play the game for 2 minutes and now you don't have content for another 7 months.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Jesus.
I don't think that's inherently an issue with the content cadence of Enfield that would be causing that. Just what the content itself has, right? And also, let's be honest, a lot of these CCs are kind of fucking lazy to make something for themselves, like content-wise, right? They'll just do those reactions. They'll farm the story, like there's like 17 different HSR CCs farming the 4.0 story. We all know it's going to be like 4 parts, each one 1 hour. They always stop right at the cliffhanger. And then they farm like reactions to the trailers and that stuff. And then they stop. Like they don't even make videos like on the new fucking Spiral Abyss, what is it called in MOC. Like they don't even talk about MOC. They don't talk about Pure Fiction. They don't talk about the boss one, right? So, but I feel like that's because they themselves don't want to make content, right? I don't think it's the game itself. I think it's just that type of content attracts a lot of people because it's easy to do. You can quickly do it. Hell, like 90% of these CCs don't even edit their own videos. They have like 2 or 3 editors that like in a payroll. Each one of them makes a video like 30 minutes after it's done.
They have people grind the game for them.
Yeah,
my dream editor would probably be Asmongold's clips editor. He is so fucking funny. Like, regardless of what you think of Asmongold, his clips editor is fucking a legend for the clips he makes, and like he has his own little like editor voice he puts into the clips, and he just makes fun of Asmongold. I'm like, this guy's a fucking legend.
Oh, you should watch my shorts that I make for Sympathy. But anyway,
so hashtag. But I mean, yeah, it's just that like there's a lot of content creators that do make a lot of good content, just don't get eyes on them because they are solo, right? These big content creators have like so many editors. Like there was one time that I was watching someone live, right? I got the notification of them going live. I watched their stream for 30 minutes. Then I look at my notification. There's already a new reaction video of what they just reacted to on stream. I just saw that, and then I'm getting a notification that video just released. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, did you pre-record this or something? Like, am I watching a pre-recorded stream or something? But no, it's just because they have someone clipping that in the moment, editing it in the moment. Like, they probably have like 57 different pastes and folders on Premiere with like different effects, and they just pop that in an instant. And content creators that don't have that manpower simply cannot compete, so therefore all you see is that reaction type content.
Yeah, which is also a point where in favor of having a quote unquote permanent and infinite game mode that are IS basically. I don't think we're gonna see this soon-ish. I'm not sure, but I feel like this is something they have largely experimented with in Arknights, and they could pull it off if they really wanted to in Enfield. Like, let's not forget the first IS only took them like 1 year to develop. I think 1 year and some months. So I feel like this is something they could very well implement actually pretty fast. And this would make, like, if it's well implemented, this could make like hours and hours of replayable content for God knows how many CCs, to be fair.
Oh yeah, if they could give us a enjoyable like rotating IS in Enfield, it would be like the end game of the fucking Gachaverse, like 100%. Oh my god,
dude, that's why I hate Hoyoverse on HSR. Like, Simulated Universe had so much hype for it. I was like, dude, you mean there's like 7 paths and they all do different things and like you can make each run go so happy, and then you get into it and it's like, shit, everything just fucking dies no matter what. Why am I even making custom builds? I can just bring a fucking dart on a napkin and it will kill the enemy in front of me. Like I don't like.
Yeah.
Like these systems have been done, but like these companies just for some reason they get hit with a hammer in the head every time they go to develop it because they're like, oh, we just forgot like to make it fun. Like
They could even
fucking-
make something like akin to IS, but with the like the tower mode, like the how is it called?
Tower
See
mode?
what I mean? You know where you can't interact with your operators, but you only deploy like towers and vents, and there are waves of enemies coming at you. I feel like this could work as a
Yeah.
pseudo roguelike mode. Where
yeah, the EWST.
you yeah, you choose after you clear stage, and then you choose, oh, do you want like the long range tower, or do you want the short one that does more damage, or do you want the one that slows enemies? I feel like this could work if it was like if it was implemented. Like I feel like this could work.
Oh yeah, like
Mhm.
it's if you've played Orcs Must Die, that's what it's basically
Mhm.
is Orcs
Yeah,
Must Die.
I called
Yeah.
it Sanctum because I played Sanctum 1 and 2.
Oh,
But if they bring back IS, but make it so that you actually have to play as your 3D character and place the turrets, I think they could do a lot with that.
That'd be so much fun. It would be so much
I
fun.
think
Yeah.
that's
Because
yeah.
I said that they
Go ahead. dude.
real quick. I thought that they could like probably bring the turrets into the combat and kind of like maybe bring back like a pseudo turn-based aspect to the combat, but that might just make the combat too slow again, like it was in the CBT, and that might cause issues. So I think doing IS with the 3D character at the same time was probably the best way to implement the turrets.
Yeah, 100%. The current main issue that I have with the tower system is, first of all, there's like no rewards to it. You get like 10% extra credits. No one gives a fuck about that, especially in Valley 4. No one is going to do that.
Yeah.
Second of all, you basically get like no towers at the beginning. You get like 4 towers. Good luck deleting this fucking creature if you don't have all the purple ones.
Yeah.
And like, there's just not much there. And it's a one-time thing, right? But like they have the structures to make this a fun thing. They have everything there. They just gotta put them together and like give incentives. I don't even mean like polls. Who gives a fuck about polls? Like if the game mode is fun, like I spam IS5 so much and I was just pulling lamp, and in case you don't know what lamp is, it's just the easiest way to play the game. Like, and I didn't give a fuck that I wasn't like getting any like or barrels or whatever you mean, or random on IS. I was just having fun. And that's what they need. That's what they need in Infield right now. They just need something that is fun, that you can repetitively
Something that
do.
it's fun, and you don't play necessarily for the rewards, but you
Yeah.
just play it because it's fun.
Yeah, does it give rewards? No? Okay. Does it give rewards? Good. Like, sure, I'll take it, but the
Yeah,
game is just
yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
I just want
Yeah,
fun.
I agree.
It's like, it's weird to say this when we're playing games, right? Like, I just want the game to be fun is a requirement that you have to beg the developers to make it. Like, just make this fun.
It's not fun. Why bother?
Yeah.
Because I'm at the point I stopped giving a fuck about polls. I don't care about polls, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I just want to have a good time playing these events, to be real. That's
Yeah,
what I really
dude,
want.
in Arknights, I'm not pulling shit for like 7 or 8 months. I don't care about any of the characters. I have
I don't
everything
need
that
to-
I have.
I have the best fucking luck in Arknights. I don't need to, save too much. I'll just pull.
This man bragging.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I won't talk
I
much.
did like 50 pulls on the most recent banner, and I got
Oh yeah, I saw that. Jesus Christ.
yeah. Let's see. First 10 pull was monster. Second, third 10 pull was what's his fucking name?
I don't remember.
forget
I
his-
know it was a broken character, but
The
Dragodia?
mage guy. I forget it. No, the other mage guy. Not Logos. It was Logos.
Oh.
I was about to say
yeah,
it
it
doesn't
was
really
Logos.
narrow it down, but
Yeah,
I was
and-
about to say logos too.
And then the fifth 10 pull was the limited, and I was like,
Second pull,
okay,
yeah.
well, that's all my fucking pulls for the day. I was like, okay, fuck it, I guess.
Actually, that is one thing that made me really want to quit Arknights is if you want to get Ling, you just have to have 300 pulls or you're not getting her. And if you want Texas Alter, go fuck yourself because you ain't getting her. That's I fucking hate that about Arknights. There's just some characters that you just cannot get.
Yeah,
And
that
if you really want them, then you have to just not pull for like half a year.
Yeah, it's something we haven't discussed about in regarding Enfield. How do you feel like they are gonna implement limited characters?
They have to do something. They can't be like this. Like how they've
I don't think
structured
they'll
it
be
so
true
far.
limited.
Really?
It can't be. It can't. I fully. There's a manual. I fully believe they're gonna make them like after a year after their rerun, they're gonna go into the standard pool or something because it just can't be like this.
Yeah, but at the same time, are they gonna be true limited?
I hope
Ooh,
sure not. Like if there's a
ooh.
I think
Wizardell,
have
more
to-
games.
I'm cooked.
For example, like anniversary characters
Mhm.
or collab characters, this kind of stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, they obviously can't go back into the standard banner, but more games need to just put the goddamn character. If Nikkei can put the characters in the standard banner, why can't these other goddamn companies do it?
Yeah, like in CZN, for example, like once the character of the CZN is Chaos Zero Nightmare, sorry. Once the character's banner is over, the character is added to the standard pool, and that's it.
Mhm.
Like I wonder why it's so hard for like the developers to do that. Sure, it dilutes the overall pool, but how is that an issue exactly?
Yeah, and then they do a rerun for the character at the same time the new limited character's out. It's like, dude, no one's pulling on that fucking
Yeah.
rerun. Like we're pulling on
Hoyo
the
would
new
do that
character.
all the time. It's like, hey, do you
Mhm.
want to pull Hoyo or do you want to pull Ling Shaw? Gee, I don't know. Maybe Ling Shaw because she solos the entire game and she's a healer for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
think it's if you see it, there's a pattern specifically when it comes to which games allow characters to go to standard and which don't, and it's always the 3D games that don't do it, right? And it
Yep.
makes you think like,
True.
is it just because 3D is just damn much of a like budget cost compared to like the 2D ones? Like, I'm not defending them not placing them there, but I can see the idea. I see the pattern. Like, I see why they wouldn't put them in the standard banner after right away. But like, would I wish they did that? Hell yes. Like, in the perfect world, none of these games would be gacha. But like realistically, I could maybe see them like, oh, after your first, you get one rerun, right? You get one limited run and then one rerun, and then you go back to standard. I think that would be the most
Yeah.
ideal one, right? Because then you
Yeah.
have situations like in Genshin, Hu Tao hasn't had a banner in like 12 patches, right? And like no one is playing Hu Tao even. So even if she does rerun, nobody's gonna get her, right? So
it
just
definitely because
just put them in standard at that point, right? There's just no point.
yeah, because also like their hit rate, like what do we have in a character every 2.5 weeks and stuff or something along those
Something like
lines so
that.
far? It's it's like what 50, was it 54 weeks, 2 weeks in a year? I think we did the math. It was like we're gonna get like 20 something characters a year, and it's like for 3D action RPG, whatever role play game, it's like that's a lot of characters to put out in a year unless you're doing reruns. And then even if you did, it's like okay, well this is a dead patch because there's no new character
Mhm.
and stuff. So they can't do reruns. I don't
And
think they
something they
should.
could do is simply implement something very similar to Arknights. So that instead of having a huge basic standard pool, they could simply transform it into like the kernel headhunting pool, where you have, yes, obviously you can pull every old units, but at the same time there are two old units among these old units that are boosted, and then 2 weeks later these rotate and these are
Mhm.
two new old units, and then so on. I feel like they could simply do that. Like this way you can still aim for like old characters. For example, if you're a new player and you haven't had the opportunity to pull for the old characters, and you can snipe them with this banner in particular. And at the same time, it doesn't take any new, quote unquote, any new slots in the new banners. For example, you don't want to have like, I assume, for example, let's assume Yvonne reruns in a year. You don't want to have like Yvonne, which is a quote unquote mid tier character, along with the shiny new character that does like 2 times as much damage as she does. You don't want that. You want Yvonne to have her own banner somewhere in the standard pool, and you want the new character to have its own banner.
And I think they also fixed this in Arknights with the other system, the gold certificates and green certificates. Why do we not have
Yes,
that
yes,
in
that's true.
Infield? Because like, guess what? I couldn't. I was not. I did not want to pull for the Colonel banner. You know what I did? I got Warfrin from the certs, right? Like, it's just that simple. Just make it like, at the moment we can buy the like 1 5-star character with AIC quota.
By the
That's
5-star,
it.
but that's it.
And also, brother, you do not get enough of those. Let's be honest. Like you're gonna get 1 5-star every like 4 banners. I swear to God. But like, just if normal Arknights can have green certs, yellow certs, red certs, the goddamn orange ones and the purple ones, we can have that in Infield as well. It does not cost them anything, even if it's just to help getting more extra 5-stars, or hell, like the token system that they have for extra potentials on Infield or on normal Arknights, right? You can buy those tokens that
Yeah.
like 4 of them equals 1 pot. We don't have that on Infield, for example, right?
We have it, but it's only to buy weapons.
Yeah, but
And it's only once you have completely maxed a character.
yeah, but no one gives a fuck about the weapons. That's the easiest part to get.
Yeah.
True. The shop is kind of sparse when it comes to in-game purchases, or like with in-game currency and stuff. I'd say, because we have like what, one rotating 5-star right now, and that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's all we can buy.
Yeah, you can
And
buy
then
AV
also, well, to
winner.
be honest, with all the characters coming out, I wonder if all of them are going to be 6-stars, or we're going to get some of the. Are they going to be like 4-stars and 5-stars and stuff?
Yeah, we
Like
don't know
maybe-
the rate about this.
Mhm.
I just hope we continue to get 4-stars, but I'm not too hopeful about this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I feel like most games kind of forget about the 4-star or whatever equivalents because people just want the newest waifu,
Mhm.
and nobody wants to have a waifu that's a 4-star because people will make fun of you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Fluorite though is fucking
Yeah.
hot as shit.
He is
So
one of the most
I
popular
can't
characters.
believe that they used her. I mean, I feel like every female character in the game, like even the NPCs, like their belly buttons are showing, like the curve, like everything is skin tight. And like I said, I made a reaction video, and I said that Arknights Endfield is a Gooner game, and people were like, "It's not a Gooner game. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Relax,
It's
okay?
tasteful.
It's funny."
my favorite thing about ZZZ is they gave jiggle physics to a fucking robot. That shit's the funniest fucking shit to me. That shit makes me laugh. I'm like, oh my god.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, it's the not the cop.
They gave it to Ching
No,
Yi
the-
and
well-
Arya. They gave it to both of them.
Yeah.
Like, there's
That shit's so fucking
I mean, they gave jiggle physics to Manoto's tits, so I mean, fuck it, they don't discriminate, baby. Everyone gets some jiggle physics.
Yeah, we get that to Robert C or something.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. I saw somebody Akakuri. Is that how you say her name?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
everyone's saying that she's really good. Should I actually? I don't. She's level 0 still. Like she's like level 1. Should I put points into her?
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
probably
what
upgrade
team?
your DPS first.
Yeah, what team are you running at the moment?
I just do lightning team. I do Avwana, Perlica,
Mhm.
Arclight, and Ardelia. Or yeah, Sheep Girl.
I mean, if you,
I just use that for everything.
I mean, I feel like electric is one of the exceptions. You really like having everything electric in the electric team, but like, because Arclight is also decently strong, but like, if you play like a different team, like Akikure kind of just fixes most of your SP issues by herself.
Is it because she's a what's that class called?
Vanguard.
in Enfield?
Vanguard.
Vanguard, yeah. Well, I fucking understand. I should know that. But okay. Yeah. Here, we need that.
Also, the thing is, the meta at the moment on Arknights is a bit of an awkward one, right? You have like your clear outliers of, okay, this character is clearly not that strong, like Catcher and Alesh. Also, don't mention, oh, there's a level 90 Catcher on Twitter soloing bosses. Yes, I'm aware. I know. It's not hard. Okay, any level 90 can basically clear, especially the ones with parries. But like overall in a team value, he's not doing much, and so is Alesh. but there's not a character that's like this character is clearing everyone out of the water. You get what I mean? Like there's clearly like weaker ones,
Yeah.
but there's no like obvious strong one. Like there is no Wizardel.
Yeah.
It does feel like, at least with the teams, is every team has a role.
Mm.
Like for like Ice, I would kind of almost say they're hard for like specific like bossing and stuff like that. And I probably wouldn't take my physical team. My physical team gets their ass beat by bosses, or doesn't do enough like
I mean,
torture.
you can I think it's mostly because Yvonne and Last Ride just really hate being interrupted by little shitters attacking you all the time, right? But they
True,
can still
yeah.
they can still clear anything realistically. Like I was doing my Last Ride on the most recent Umbral Monument. Like Last Ride hates those like little guys that constantly charge at you because you can't get close to them, but you can still clear it like so pretty easily. It
It's
just ends up
true.
being that
Yeah.
it just the meta like just doesn't feel like there's not much to like crash out over. Let's just say like oh fuck,
It also
I,
doesn't.
I don't have a
I hope there
really
is
Castrus.
need for
content
meta.
in the future where we need multiple teams, honestly.
Yeah,
The problem is like we could. This is my issue. It's like, okay, we want more hard content. If we ask for more hard content, we're gonna get more hard content. But that's it's gonna create an environment where we're gonna go into the lines of this character's meta, this character's not meta. This is the most free to play character of all the free to play
But at the same time,
characters.
they could always make bosses that have like more clear weaknesses to a certain type of, for example, elements. Like, for example, you make you make a content where you need two teams, and the first boss is like, for example, very resistant. I'm just making shit up, but very resistant against fire stuff, and is very weak against freezing stuff. And the second one is very resistant against nature stuff. Is very weak against electrifying stuff. So that would incite people to actually build a very diversified roster. That's just my opinion, honestly.
I think
Yeah,
that is both a good idea and a bad idea depending on how they like create it, because you could get Genshin for until Natlan, which was Spiral Abyss was super easy to clear, everyone could do it, just build Shangling. Or you could get HSR, where it's always shilling the most recently released character, and then you cry yourself because you don't have Castrus premium team, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
we
depends on
shouldn't
really
have
that
to like
balance.
fall under this. Yeah.
Like put some restrictions
hard-
on like teams, but nothing that would be like, oh, if you don't have the specific team, you GG, go next, make a new account, go steal credit cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, because it's with Wuwa, it was always the newest character could like had the easiest time in the Tower of Adversity. It was like, fuck, dude.
And
It was
I
like, of
remember
course they do.
when Zani was released, people were just like, "Oh no, it's fine. Like it's Doom posting. Don't worry. You can just use Trailblazer." But then it became, well, what happens when the new meta Trailblazer element comes out and you can't use that character anymore? And it's like, all right, I'm starting to see the cracks show. Like it's really hard to make a gacha game where it's either too casual or it's too sweaty. And at the end of the day, it's like the whales are what dictate the game, and the whales are just going to pull the new character every single time. So every company, I feel like, just starts leaning more towards like, hey, you want this really good character, right? You probably want to see six it too, huh? Don't you want to do that?
23 really was the crack that started to show for Wuwa. Like Zanny was probably the most hyped character for Wuwa coming in the 2.0, or coming like leading up in the 2.0 series. And the fact they made her fucking dependent on Peebs was just so fucking infuriating.
And now she's
Plus, it was a
T1.
great sword. I was like,
Good
God
luck.
damn it. Yeah. So that was like my first like, damn it kind of moment in the game. I think that was my first kind of like sting against me in the game, and I was like, maybe I don't really like this game, and that was the first moment for me, at least.
But the thing is like when it comes to like power creep, like I'm gonna mention a game that most people would not agree, but Genshin for a long time until Natlan, there was no real power creep. Realistically, you could clear everything with 4 stars. Like let's be honest, only until like Natlan did they really start messing that up. That's
mostly
what
because
they
4
should
stars
do.
were completely broken on release. I feel.
Yeah, but like that just ended up being like Hoyo's greed of like, okay, let's just make every 4-star be a Mika, Like no one gives a fuck about Mika because he's useless. He helps Eula. No one plays Eula.
Natlan fucked the game and the community. I ain't gonna lie. Like leading up to Natland, everyone was dog. Even the community was. I remember the fucking drama. It was like you're making this kind of theme and the characters aren't this skin color. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then Natland comes out and they didn't change anything, and then everyone's like, "This is the best fucking patch ever. This is the best zone, even though the characters are dependent and you can't use their movement abilities outside the zones." And then obviously all the voice actors had their fucking PvP or whatever and the strikes, and I was just like, "Holy shit, dude!" Like,
Like
I think if Nodcry wasn't coming out, they would have slaughtered. If Nodcry was as bad as Natlin, they would have slaughtered Genshin. Honestly.
In my opinion, Nodcry is the worst of Genshin has been.
Really, there was a lot of hype leading up to it.
I
Characters I saw and a lot of.
think the current kit design is the worst design in Genshin. It's too restrictive. It's too aids. The bosses have too much of a niche, and then like the way that they balance it is like, oh, you want to play a Spiral Abyss? Hey, here's this buff that's buffs 75% of your total damage of this specific type. And guess what? Guess who deals this specific type? The newest character. Lock the fuck in. 3 numbers in the back of your credit card.
I think Genshin's peak was Fontaine, to
Mhm.
be honest, because that was like even like I'm not a Gacha person, but that's when I heard about Genshin was when Fontaine was happening and stuff like that, where like the story was peak, the exploration, the zone was beautiful, the music was really good, the characters were interesting and stuff like that. That was, I think, was the peak of, I would say, Genshin.
Like
And then
3.2.
Because
now
the
we're-
People
French
loved-
team was peak.
It's
People
sad
love
to
the
admit.
character that came out with it too.
the Chinese version of the French.
I mean, yeah.
Although that was
yeah.
funny when
Yeah, go ahead.
when Fontaine came out and everyone was just like, "This is bullshit. When I'm swimming, I can't look up the character's skirt. This is bullshit." And it's
There were
like this
people like that.
this is a game made for 12-year-olds, sir. Like,
Yeah.
And you had ways to go around
Oh,
it anyways,
man.
so people were just literally just making shit up at that point. It's like, brother, come on, open a new tab,
but like,
R34 or Gelbudo, you'll satisfy all your needs.
but speaking of Genshin though, like I've always heard that like the combat in Genshin is like brain dead easy. Like there's a couple characters that you can use, and you're basically going to clear all the content. But like I always hear people talking about like the meta of Genshin and like, oh, you got to get these new characters. Is it really that reliant on characters, or is that kind of just like cope?
It wasn't. It really wasn't like that. People were saying it was like, oh, this newest character is stronger than the previous one, but it only really got it starting getting that bad, like I said, in Natlan with the release of Malwika. Like, Malwika is legit the main reason why the game is in this current state, because it would literally go from like 80k DPS to 150k DPS, and they kept buffing her. They kept like increasing the teams that she had. They keep increasing the strength that each support does. Because before a support would be like, oh, I give you some attack buff, I'll give you some healing, but you have to be in the circle. That's banned. But now supports are like, here's like 50 crit rate, 50 crit damage, a shield, and the enemies are stunned, and they get that reaction on them. You also have this buff on you as well that makes fucking insects die of cringe by coming near you, and then you do your burst every 2 rotations, and then you kill the boss. But if you're not one of these characters, you need your little constellations. And that's started happening in Natlan a lot.
Because I heard about like the quality of life, like to actually move around the map better, you had to pull the newest character, and I was like, that's a level of power creep that I didn't even think any company would do. That like you had to pull Malvika to get like the motorcycle to go faster, and like there's one character that can actually run up walls like Wuthering Waves. And like that was the whole thing of like, hey, if you want, hey, Wuthering Waves is just Genshin but better. If you want to be able to run up walls, you could do it from day one, any character. And like it was a huge thing. I feel like that was a little bit right after the whole 3 pulls for 3 years thing too. So like Genshin, as bad as you might think your gacha game is, at least you're not playing Genshin. That's basically what I've come to believe.
I mean, just so you get an idea, so the biggest that like mobility wise that they had, it was like a long sprint with like a character called Yulan, or a little bit of flight with a character called Wanderer. But with Natlan, first you got a character that had a strong could float over water and sprint faster, and then in the next patch there's a character that can grapple the sky, kind of like Wuwa, and then the next character could climb up walls, and then here comes Mawika. She can fly, she can climb walls, she runs faster than anyone, she can double jump, she can glide, she can cycle this multiple times in the air. But then guess what? Natlan ends. She can't do any of that outside of Natlan.
Yeah, that's the I heard about that too.
That shit's insane.
She
It's
literally
fucking
becomes a wet
And then
noodle.
meanwhile in Wuwa, you could just fly anywhere, like just dive down and grab something and then fly back up.
I think I love flight in Wuwa for the 2.0 region, but the flying felt worse every region after it. I feel like it just felt like the world wasn't built for flying, other than the initial 2.0 zone of Renacida.
Yeah, I really
Did they
like
ever add
2.0.
any new?
Bikes, I think. I haven't played. I think they have a bike now in the
Yeah.
new zone in 3.0. But it's just like, it's a big open world. It's empty because, like, if you played the 1.0 zone, you're obviously on foot. It sucks, whatever. But there's literally like every 10 steps, there was something to fucking do. There was a puzzle game, a mini event, some enemies, whatever the fuck. And then 2.0, shit was a bit farther away and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And it slowly started happening more and more. And then like 2.4 zone, I think, no, 2.5 or 6, I forget, what the hunting grounds was, just everything was so fucking far away. It was just like, there's no point in me walking. There's like, I could walk 100 feet and there's not going to be a puzzle or a mini game and stuff. And I was like, there's no point in me exploring, basically,
Although,
because there's just hop
yeah.
on my bird and fly down to these specific things, do them all done. Cool. That's my exploration. Here's my fucking 20 poles or whatever.
Although Wool was not free of the power creep movement shit. I remember like it was
yeah.
like a big drama with Cantarella, whatever her name is, the girl with the tacit mark on the tongue. Like people are like, she can do what on the water faster? She can swim faster? Wool was going to die. I remember
Yeah.
that being like a whole thing for like weeks.
That was so unnecessary.
Which is crazy because it's like everybody can fly, so why does it matter?
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the idea, was that like every new area was going to introduce like the next area is going to be like a water area, so you're going to need the water characters, and they were doom posting that like oh it's going through Genshin, it's just doing what Genshin's doing now again.
I kind of did, honestly. Kind of did with their characters. I'll be real. And,
Honestly,
you
I
know,
just hope in Enfield we never get any like QOL characters like this. I just hope like every character, even if they have different run animations, they don't go faster, they don't go slower, they can't like climb on wall, and I mean this would break the game in any case.
Yeah.
But like we wouldn't be able to fly and climb on wall anyway, because this would break like 50% of the puzzles anyway. So like, but like even running faster, I just
Yeah, it
don't
gets very
want that.
minimal.
I hate QOL that are locked behind a specific stuff that you have to pay for. In this case, characters.
we have
I
a
mean,
floating character.
The only thing like that even it comes close to this, I think it's Pog's like extra dash that has that like extra bit of mobility. But let's be honest, no one really fucking uses that. When we were out in the open world, we're using our like our zip lines. We're not really doing double dash, like unless you haven't set up your zip lines. Which, warning, you should fucking do. It will save you like hours of actual gameplay.
I don't want to set up the power cables though. I don't care. It's just,
In Wooly,
it's
you
like,
don't need the cables.
I know, but the second like I found out, like the second I was like, well, I need to put a power cable right next to my zip line every rotation. I was just like, fuck, God, nah, nope. Nope.
I thought you were gonna have to use the zip lines forever, and then I was like, oh wait, you can just fast travel? Okay, I just won't do zip lines then. But then I was realizing that you need the zip lines for your delivery, like your depot stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, so there is a reason for it. Okay, it's not just something that the developers just like gave up on halfway through and just like, oh, maybe somebody will use it. Like there actually is a reason to use it.
That's for the depots for sure.
And for like the little ruby mushrooms that you have to get for seemingly every character. Really likes those ruby mushrooms. Like just every day across the map. Like to get your daily mushrooms. That's like one of the reasons why you also set up the zip lines. And also, what I've seen lately is like people setting up zip lines outside of the map. I think people are finding like glitches, like
Oh yeah.
they glide across the world and then end up outside the map. I open my map, I see like an icon for a zip line like outside of boundaries, and I'm like, how the fuck did you get it there? And then I see like a TikTok clip of someone like just casually putting like 17 zip lines outside of the map, like it's nothing. And I'm like, okay,
Seen
That's-
cool.
someone, I
Jesus.
think it was a VTuber, breaking a puzzle by being able to set up a zip line inside the puzzle area, even though there was like an electric fence in between.
Mhm.
And then she also set up a zip line before the electric fence, and then she could move in and out the electric fence, even though she should have been she was supposed to open the electric fence by finding a mechanism or something, and then she didn't even have to. I mean, it's obviously like it's not that bad as long as it's only this. As long as you don't break like I don't know 10 hours worth of sequence, I feel like it's fine. But
Yeah,
even though it should be fixed, of course.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like the zip lines outside of the map, I was like, I just find them entertaining. They're clearly not efficient. You're going outside of the map, right? It's just
Yeah,
it's
it's for
just a nice
nothing, so it's
bonus.
kind of whatever.
Yeah, it's just a nice
Yeah.
bonus.
True. By the
It's not a
way,
glitch. It's a
Mm-hmm.
feature.
I wanted to ask, what would we'll get back on our
Mhm.
points. What what do you think is like a long-term player retention? Like what would, other than like the dailies or whatever, would you think is going to get people to log in every day to go mess around with or interact with? Or does this game not have one of those daily login things, other, like not daily logins, but like a thing to keep the player to continue playing other than just the initial content for the patch?
Mm, I mean, the obvious one is IS, right? I think that's what everyone
Yeah,
immediately thinks
new
of.
content in general.
Yeah, everyone immediately
Okay.
will. At least when it comes to Arknights, they immediately think of, oh, the game just needs an IS, right?
Yeah.
Unironically, co-op.
Maybe.
Co-op
But I
bosses.
have like I have PTSD from co-op from the first ever event in Genshin that was horrible in co-op
Mm.
and it didn't even work. So yeah, is the game even optimized enough for co-op? I'm not sure. I'm talking about Enfield there.
I
I
mean,
hate half-ass co-op though. I want like
yeah.
where they like because Woowa does this all the time. They're like, "How do you like the co-op events or whatever?" And it's in this patch. It's like, well, there wasn't any co-op events, so what are you talking about? And they always ask these interviews. I'm like, if we're gonna go and like co-op, I want full co-op. You're in my DJing. We're hanging out. We can go explore. We can go build factory. Fuck it. We can go do bosses. We can go do raids. I don't have to like leave you and then join you every time you go to a new zone. I want the full 9 yards. I want interactive content where if you're with another player,
Mhm.
you're doing stuff like it's in addition to the team. You know, the game is adjusted to match your group's level and stuff like that. But I think that's a lot to ask for if we're asking for a multiplayer, which I expect they do a multiplayer thing. They'll probably just do like you can explore the open world together, and that's about it. And that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The combat's actually perfectly set up for co-op because you already have your characters running around as
Mhm.
NPCs while you're fighting. So it'd be kind of cool if you could like drop in and help
True.
somebody fight as one of their party members. But then it'd be kind of weird because you don't know how they have the character built, and maybe you don't play as the characters, so you don't know how to use the abilities.
I mean, they could just make it so you can use your own characters. Like that's not exactly like the issue, but like but it goes back to that point, right? It needs to be well done. The systems have to be well, like actually not a laggy piece of shit. Like every time we play in a normal AK co-op, where I'm doing a deploy that takes 3 seconds to go through, right? That's definitely something they would have to make it work. But like that's something that comes with the expectation when asking for this type of content, right? It's not like, oh, I want to go up and make it shittier, please. No, it's just like,
Oh,
right?
I just had an
Yeah.
amazing idea that will never happen.
Yeah.
But in my perfect world, this would be incredible.
VXV,
Every what's
fucking
oh wow, look at that, a raid.
appreciative raid, man. Holy
Right in
shit.
time for my amazing idea. Thank you. Look at
That's
that.
funny. I appreciate it, V. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh my god, what's up,
My
guys?
idea for like endgame would be there's some kind of like asteroid or something that's going to attack the planet, and every player has to use their factory to make a certain material that's used to make the ammo that you use to shoot the asteroid out of the sky.
We have see this. We
Hey,
have to
what
go to
the
space.
fuck are you talking about?
We have to. That was weird. We have to go to the moon. Like I'm telling you, man, we're set up like how we're overseeing everything and stuff like that. We're set up to travel to other planets.
Chad, don't tell them
moons
we're
and
already
stuff
on
like
the
that.
moon.
Don't shut the fuck up.
No, but I get what Clayman is actually. It reminds me of a system that World of Warcraft Classic had, which was the faction contribution. Like you had crafters essentially bring
Oh.
materials to like an NPC, which would technically work
Yeah.
as the delivery system. Whereas as a server, like everyone works on a shared goal, and if the shared goal works or not, a la Eldivers, you know, you get a result on
Yeah.
the story or on
See,
the event.
I remember watching a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
videos. Actually, I think they were from Asmongold, but like reacting to other people. But they were talking about how like MMOs have basically died because they've lost the social aspect.
Mhm.
And what better way to like bring people together that in gacha games need like something that will bring people together and so that they stop trying to get people arrested for their opinions. Bring them together and give them social things to do where they have to, you know, like there's like you said, like server wide, you know, events where you all have to contribute something and do something to like defeat like a big boss or something.
Just copy Helldivers.
It just. I feel
Yeah,
like
except for all the binding the accounts issues that they
Oh
had in
well,
the first
yeah.
year.
God.
Well, yeah. That comes
Yeah.
with the thing. But like, it just make a server wide event that actually feels like people have a reason to even talk about the game, right? That's what matters at the end of the day. Because if you go to the Helldivers community, bro, they will be very equal and very united on their racism against those insects and robots, man. Like you'll never see bigger unity in any community outside, like compared to Helldivers, because they have those like
Especially with
systems.
saving the
Yeah.
Regiment Corps. Been saving the Thief guys recently.
Yeah.
That was fun. Fucking all the fucking shit for saving them and stuff. That shit was good.
Do you guys feel like this, like where like so Wuwa and Genshin by
Mhm.
extension, well, Genshin and then Wuwa by extension, they basically copied Breath of the Wild, where there's always supposed to be something to do every 2 seconds,
Mhm.
and you know, in the open world. But
Yeah.
I feel like I was not connected to the world of Wuwa or Genshin, but in in Enfield, because you have to place all of your power lines and you have to place everything, I feel more connected to the world. I feel like I'm invested in the world because I'm actually leaving my mark on the world. Whereas in the
Yes.
other games, all I'm doing is taking things out of the world. Like I'm getting the chests and the chests disappear. I'm doing the mini games and then that part of the map is just dead.
America roleplay.
Whereas you're actually leaving your mark in Enfield.
I mean,
We're going
yeah.
on the moon to get the oil.
Yeah, I mean, but that makes sense, right? It's like the only thing that you see in Genshin that you left your mark is the devastation of empty camps and chests and like solved
Yeah.
mini games. Here I am yelling at myself for, damn, why the fuck did I put this pylon in the middle of the road? This shit looks ugly. You know, let me fix this real quick. Right? It's just it makes sense to be more invested because you did invest more. You didn't just
Yeah,
I guess there's that
you
chest
did
there.
it. It was you who did it.
Yeah, no one else has the exact same map as you. That's one of the core features of Enfield. Like you could go to some, you could press M on someone's account, they won't have the exact same pylons as you unless they copied from a CN guide. I know y'all. I see you going to those fucking automated essentially systems, but like no one will have essentially the same map, and that's why people also like the exploration in Enfield a lot because it's defined by them, not by the game itself.
Yeah. I also what I'm curious about is how long the story arcs are gonna be. Because I feel like with Woo I feel like it's just an infinite, like we've made zero progression in the main story. It's just like new zone, new bitch. But like, fucking Enfield, like I want to see what like Arknights has definitive arcs, you know, like 1, 2 or 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Or was it
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6? I forget. Anyways, but they have definitive arcs, and where is our definitive arc in Enfield and how we progress the main story? Is it going to be is the first arc us just making it to the North Pole, which is where we're going, you know, the
Mhm.
Polar Express all the way? But like is that going to be the first arc and then some shit's going to go down and then that's going to lead us into the second arc, you know, Priestess comes back and stuff like that. And
Bro, sneak that in.
fucking like I'm curious how the story arcs are going to progress, how they're going to tell the story. Because right now, I mean, at least in Valley 4, it's rough. It's rough. I ain't gonna lie. I've crashed out a couple times in the story already.
I mean,
But we'll
if
see.
I
We'll see
were,
about this.
if I,
Valley
you
4
know,
will do the
when it comes to like the story stuff, like one thing that I see a lot of people talk about is that like there's that main arc, and the question is it going to copy Genshin or WoWa? And I wanted to copy Arknights in a sense of like not everything is from the perspective of the doctor, right? You'll have straight up events. The doctor is not even mentioned, bro. The bro is dead under the floor by when this event is talking. Like for example, like the Solace stuff, like the siesta events, right? And then I just hope that they mimic that because it's very limiting if they stick with just the Enderman. Because guess what? If what happens if we just stick with the Enderman? We are cooked. We are gonna get more Enderman glazing, and I don't think anyone realistically likes the Enderman glazing that's been happening.
No, and the so far at least with the enemies we've gotten, I feel very disappointed in the type or the culture behind the enemies and stuff like that. Are just not very interesting to be real.
I
You know,
mean,
we're bad because we're bad, and not because we're bad because of an interesting thing that happened to us or anything like that. Or like I don't think we're having anything even close to reunion
but
for a
that's
while.
but that's the thing
It's
though. They have the setup to make the landbreakers cool. Like also I find it funny that we're calling them landbreakers, but we only see the bone crushers, right? We don't see the pack.
Yeah.
We don't see the sand reavers. We don't know whatever the fuck
Yeah.
the other LBs are. We just call them LBs
Yeah,
because God
there are
forsake
probably other land breakers that are more gray, I would say. So
the
hopefully,
pack.
eh?
Like the pack is in the middle of a civil war. We learned that through
The pack, yeah.
like the pack is literally trying to like consume itself because there's parts of the pack that doesn't like Enfield and there's parts of the pack that does like Enfield, right? But we only get that little information from a little hint with Giovanni on the Wolfguard's quest, right? But we don't see any
I
more
feel
pack
like
members.
it was just. I feel like it was just a bad move to introduce the land breakers with the bone crushers. Like I don't care if there's like one faction that is completely just like evil and
Mhm.
dumb at the same time, but just make it like a side faction that doesn't have anything to do with the rest and not making the main antagonist of the entire fucking Act One. Like that's I don't know. That was kind of weird. That was such a weird move in my opinion.
I
bro,
mean, yeah.
when you first see that chick, they introduce her like really like I
Mm-hmm.
don't even remember her name. They
Neferef.
introduced that like yeah, they
Neferef?
introduced like that like you're like, "Oh my god, Dami Mommy this early? Oh my god, please step on me." And then she's gone. It's over.
Yeah,
You never see
yeah,
her again. Actually,
yeah.
one more cutscene and
Neferef
then you
just
never see
beat,
her
but
again.
the rest of the Bone Crushers was.
But
Yeah,
that's also an
Yeah,
issue I
there's a
have
character.
with the Bone Crushers. Neferif is supposed to be this smart, like strategic, always a step ahead of you, but the people she leads are fucking idiots that can't even count to two. What? They
yeah.
can't even
Doesn't
form
make sense that
sentences.
much.
Like they're saying Bausch with a fucking AWSH. Bausch, where's Bausch? Like fuck, Bausch is playing
Yeah.
on the ELEC, man, for Los Ratones. Like what are we even talking about here, man? Like the smart leader has a bunch of fucking idiots that can't even string a fucking lace on their shoes without tripping. Like, come on. But then Arthur Shear comes out, mogs her instantly. Like, and then now she's unironically like I remember Supa saying this. She's Crown Slayer, bro. She's a fucking clown. Like what does she
Yeah,
even do? She throws a ball once,
yeah. It's kind of weird.
right? It's
The
just
whole Valley 4 story honestly was kind of weird.
I
Honestly.
think a problem with storytelling, it's also a part of that leftover gotcha brain where
Mhm.
like you have to make the player feel like they're important,
Mm.
like the player itself, not like the main character, because they want to have these like silent MCs in all these other games where, and you have to have these dialogue options and they don't change anything, but it's just to make the player feel like they're a part of the world. But then you have Enfield, and they want to make the Endman the main character, but like it's their own character. Like Endman has their own voice lines. Like, let Endman be their own thing. And then all of a sudden they're like, but you still have to choose how they talk to other people. And it's like, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
My input doesn't change anything.
Mhm.
Can we just like tell a story instead of trying to make the person playing the game feel like they're in the main character's shoes if it's going to actually affect the storytelling?
Yeah, and then the thing is, it also sacrifices a lot of like the intents for the personality of the Endman. Especially if you read like the manga that launched yesterday or the day before. The Endman is such a serious, like hard focus, like person that would like is working so hard they would they're starving themselves because of how much they are working, right? That's what they show on the manga, and like they are teaching all these people this, they're going all over the place, and then we have Endman on the game, where they're like, uh thumbs up. That's what I'm gonna say. I just saw someone like commit like some like felony terrorism with Tung blowing up of like a Wuling building. Thumbs up. This is fine with me. I like this. Like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like, let's be
and
real.
it's weird. Like you're stuck between, like, because that was one of the main criticisms of Wuthering Waves story, is that every time you meet a new character, they immediately fall in love with the main character,
Yep.
regardless of what gender that you picked. And
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
because they want the player to fall in love with the character so that they C6 them. And when you do that, now you can't tell an artistic story because you're building the entire story around, and then they're going to wink at the main character, then the main character's gonna blush, and it's like, no, it's like the player is blushing. The player wants to date the character, not
Mhm.
the fucking MC. The MC's got shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does feel like the story. I mean, in a way, it makes sense why the story would be about Endman if they're trying
Mhm.
to, tee up some fucking crazy story arc or whatever and shit. But it's also like just because it makes sense that the story would be about Endman does not make it feel good that the story is about Endman and stuff. It's like, yeah.
But the thing that also ends up being a thing as well. Like the story can be about the Endman, but there's still a world around the Endman. The Endman is still interacting with other supposedly human beings, not amoebas with only a system function, right? And it's just the way that they are currently going through. Especially today, no, not today. Yesterday, I played the Gilberta quest. I fucking hated it. Like I hated it and I didn't hate it because it has so many issues that Valley 4 has, but
Mm.
none of the but then you compare it to like other story quests like Lava Taint and Wolfguards. Those ones don't have the issues of Valley 4, even though they're technically still a Valley 4 quest. And I just shows like they know how to make the stories correctly. They know how to do this, but for some reason I don't know if it's like different writers working on different material, but like there's
Mm.
something happening here. There's clearly like there's a fault in the line. Like there's some pieces that are falling off across the writing of the story, and they need to find that. Otherwise, we're gonna keep having these weird inconsistencies where the player will look at it, especially in the beginning of Valley 4, like, oh, this is just the whole story. The whole story is gonna be like this.
I don't even remember Gilberta's story. And like I self-admitted I skip almost every single
Mm.
cutscene, but like for the most part, even when
Yeah.
I'm skipping cutscenes, I can kind of tell what's going on. I had no idea what was going on in Gilbert. I don't even remember it. Like even Levitain, I was just like, okay, we're like going through like memories, and and she's like talking about Surtur, and she's aware of Surtur. It's like, oh, okay. Gilberta, I have no idea. Don't even remember it. In one ear and out the other, it's gone.
My issue with because a lot of people are complaining about the Endman glazing as well, and I've like seen it, but I just haven't really noticed
Mm.
it to the extent because the pacing's so fucking bad in Valley 4 that I just have tuned myself out from the story, and I hate it because after playing Arknights, you're locked the fuck in, and on the story, and then now you're playing Enfield, and you're like, damn, what the fuck? Like, because it's just like the pacing is so out of pocket. Like going, I forget the place, the park or whatever.
Mhm.
Going into there was the most traumatic experience I've had in a pacing story so far. Just 10 feet, talk to this person, get pulled out of your screen, talk to this person, walk 5 feet, talk to this person, walk 5 feet, talk to. Fuck
Yeah.
me, dude. I was like, I'm done. I'm just.
At the very beginning, like when you're talking to Tata or whatever, and it's
Mhm.
like every 2 feet it was a cutscene, and I was like, I haven't felt this pain since Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's saying something.
Yeah, rips the full control out of your hands. You're just like, fuck it. I'm like,
You want to know
oh,
what the Gilberta quest reminded me? And like, not to make comparisons, but it's the easiest thing. It reminds me of Genshin Impact's quests, story quests. It focused more on random fucking NPCs than on the character.
Oh,
It's the character story quest.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, but like cool, that NPC, the little girl Carly that wants to take photos, good. She already had an event. Why the fuck she's doing here on the Gilberta quest? Oh, there's this one scientist named Rope found almost dead. Oh, and why do I care that his girlfriend from another place fucking died because of this safe and to make sure this filter works? How does this relate
Jesus.
anything to Gilberta? Why am I Amazon delivering packages with her? Let me learn more about her. Like legit, I learned more about reading her profile files in like one single voice line than the entire story quest. And then at the end, she's like, "Oh, there's this letter that it's fucking empty actually, but here you have it. I like you now. You can have this empty letter." And you're like, "Oh, what the fuck you want me to do with this empty letter?" I just save it until I decide what I want to write on it, and then I'll give it back to you. And you're like, "Okay, sure, man, sure, Gilberta. Like, go off, queen. You go do your Amazon delivery work."
I haven't played
Jesus.
Gilberto's story, but I felt like Levertine's story at least was actually so peak
Mm-hmm.
for so many reasons, and which will make me talk about another point later. But Levertine's story is basically, in my opinion, a pretty smart way to introduce what a reconvener is about.
Mm-hmm.
Like you learn that the reconvener is, this character that existed before, and you have cloned this character, and now you
Mm-hmm.
have a new character. But is it like purely is the goal of the new character like the is it sharing the same goal as the one before? Because Levatine is wondering, yeah, so Surta was searching for something. She didn't know much about her identity. So is she supposed to be just like Surta, not knowing what she was? Or is it supposed to be her whole new character? And is she supposed to be actually looking to become someone else, someone more than the old Surtur? And I felt like this was actually pretty interesting because now I feel like every reconvener is pretty much going to be the same thing. Is it the old character that is only getting like ported into Enfield, or is it like a new character with a new personality? And I felt like this was very important, which takes me to another point: is that this story, in my opinion, was so important that I feel like it should become permanent. Why are side stories only temporary? I feel
Uh,
like these should all be permanent.
so they're actually permanent. I think just the rewards aren't.
Oh, my bad.
I think that's what it is.
It's kind of. Oh, go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, when it comes to the stories, right? That I think the issue that ends up having with Gilberta is that doesn't have like a Lavatane. Is like Lavatane story is basically saying, okay, here's what happened and why am I a reconvener, and here's what's setting me apart from that with that version and mine, and here's my own goals. With Gilberta,
Yeah, exactly.
there is no separation of this Gilberta to Angelina. All she says is like towards the end is like, "Oh, I have these memories that are not really mine, but I kind of like them." And then she just says that like, "Oh, what if I lose these memories that I are not mine? I'm gonna be so sad and depressed." But then she doesn't really put a reason as to what those memories are. What like she doesn't develop what are those memories and like do anything. Like she doesn't even like one of her main things at the moment with Gilberta, if you go through her files, is like how Warframe keeps misnaming her. Like you're not gonna go through that. You're not gonna mention Warframe once. Like you go through her files, it's like, oh, Surgeon Warframe just keeps calling me this weird name, and like she feels so sorry and depressed, and I'm like, okay. But then you don't mention that on
It's
your
kinda
main story
funny.
quest. Like what?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Is basically these reconveners are just isekais,
Yeah.
and the different
Yeah.
version is whether they like this isekais where it's like, wow, I'm going into a body of a piece of shit. Let me act the opposite way, a different person. Or some of them are like isekais where they're like, I'm just gonna pretend I'm that person and stuff like that and imitate them as best as I can. And it's basically just isekais in
It's
essence.
essentially that, but like, God, dude, this quest just makes me so disappointed because they showed that they can do the quest well with Lavatane, unless like Angelina is just such an old relic from early like writing that they just couldn't fix. But even then, at that point, dude, why even have this? Like, it's a story quest. You don't need to have it right away. Just fucking delay it a bit.
It might be because they used these characters as like the pseudo limited characters
Mm,
instead of like keeping them out of the game for a while and actually cooking their story. They put them all in the game,
mm.
and they didn't have a whole lot of time, so they're just like, we need a launch roster. So I don't know, and they're kind of important, so they should have stories. So well, I mean, we can't postpone this game anymore. I mean, we got to get it out there.
Like, you know
How many
what?
delays
Just
has this game
yeah.
had? Like 2 or 3?
Yeah. You know what else is taunting the fuck out of me is when it comes to like to these story quests and specifically one outpost is when we meet these reconveners, for some reason the admin acts like they know them. Like there's a part where you meet Ardelia on one of the outposts and she's like, "Oh, hey professor." And I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like I know who she is, but Edmund doesn't know who the fuck she is. I have never met this woman in my life. Why are you acting like this near her? It's like, "Oh, nice to see you again." And I'm like, "Ardelia?" And like the administrator says Ardelia, like you don't know her name, you have never met this woman. And then same thing with Gilberta. Like we just go to the hub, we see Gilberta there, and they're like, we're like, yo, hello, Gilberta, and I'm like, how do you know her? Do you know this woman from somewhere? She's not even supposed to be in
Yeah,
Enfield at the moment.
we can only assume like they were quote unquote introduced at some point after admin was awoken, but they didn't want to write about this because they didn't know how to implement it. I don't know.
But that's the thing. It's been like what, like a week since we have awakened, canonically.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I see someone say
Around this
like
time, yeah.
Edmund lost part of his memory. No, they lost all of their memory. They did not lose a part of it. They lost it all. They
Yeah,
don't even
we
know
don't even know how
M3.
we are called.
Yeah, we don't know our name. We don't know anything. We didn't even know about Terra. We didn't even know Enfield Industries. You're gonna tell me he remembers Gilberta and Ardelia, but doesn't remember M3? Yeah, I'm sorry. No, that's cope. Like you're gonna know Gilberta, but don't know Perlica.
I feel like there's just gonna be plot holes in this story for a while where like they're
Yeah.
trying to write the main character. They're trying to write the player in as the main
Mm.
character while also having the main character be its own thing, and it's kind of a problem because like they know that you like the developers know that you know,
Mhm.
and it's kind of hard to write a story where like like the writers know what you know, but you as the main character is not supposed to know it. And I don't know, maybe they have a different writing team
Mm.
that's less experienced at doing live service stuff, and like that's why, and they need some time to like get their people on the same page. I
Mm.
don't know.
I think maybe the writing teams. I mean, they're good at writing books, that's for sure. Because holy shit, they can write a lot of like stories in Arknights and stuff. But
Yeah.
probably telling the story in this format's a bit new to them, and so they're kind of fucking
I
it
mean,
up
they did
and
say that was
experimenting.
one of their issues, but like even like, but this isn't just is not only inside of the game itself. So if you read again the manga, Lavatane is just in Dijon while we are asleep. She never
Huh.
went to Dijon, but on the manga she's there. But when we do her story quest, she's like, "Oh, so this is Dijon." Like she's meeting it for the first place. Like it's her first time there. But on the manga, she's clearly been there.
That
She
is
met
weird.
Perlica, right? And it's these connections that make me think like, is this like, is there a writer, but it's actually three writers in a trench coat, and they're like each one writing their own line, and they're not
That's
communicating?
probably what it is, honestly.
I think
Yeah,
that's fucking stuff up.
I could be on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that.
I'm not a big
That-
fan of story content outside the game. I don't like going to like web pages or other things to look at stories as well, honestly. Especially if it's like important shit to the lore. I feel like that should be in the fucking game, not on a goddamn manga on the side or in the Discord or something. I don't know.
Again, it's just like, for example, on the manga they show Lycia. Imagine like they show Lycia in the manga, and then you get in the game. Oh, this actually never happens. You actually never trained her. By the way, Lycia is the Talala looking girl. Like on the
Oh,
manga,
yeah.
you show like the manga shows you training tiny Lycia as well with Perlica. But imagine if you get into the game, it's like, what? Training you? What? I never did this with you. I've never even been to Dijon. What do you mean you trained me? Like that kind of stuff. Like,
That is weird. Yeah, what the fuck?
like, what do you even do with these
That is-
inconsistencies? Like, sure, you can give feedback for them to try to fix it, but like, there's just some stuff that you can't really allow to happen.
And it sucks because like a lot of people are saying like wait for 3.1 or not 3. Why did I keep saying that? Wait for the first patch to come out. But it's like, well, the first patch was done like 6 months to a year ago. So
Mhm.
probably we won't see these changes that all like the fixes or what other than like the basic QL that the already says is going to come
Mhm.
out, but like for story writing and stuff, I think we're not going to see a lot of that for at least a couple like 1 to 2 more patches at least, to be honest. About
Yeah.
like actual rewrites and
Mhm.
story changes. There's voice acting as well. Has to get changed.
Hopefully there won't be any strikes.
God, not again.
Ah,
Time to
God,
learn
there's so
Japanese,
much
buddy.
PvP. There's so much fucking PvP.
I don't know.
Nope,
so bad.
It feels especially shitty because I actually am. I feel like I'm one of the few people that actually likes English VAs in their games. Dude, I'm trying to listen to a story. Probably have some undiagnosed form of ADHD. I'm not reading a whole text. If I am, I'm spam clicking that shit. Like, I gotta listen to some of it so I can actually pay attention. And I'm sorry, I don't know Japanese. Can't read it.
It's I'll be honest, some of the VAs are doing a good job, some of the VAs not so much. My hot take is the VAs are being carried by the accents, at least for an American. It's like accents just sound good if you're an American listening to people. So you're like, oh, this
Oh,
is really good voice acting. And then
it,
you realize after listening to them so long, you're like, wow, you kind of fucking suck at reading these lines. You just have an accent and stuff.
a good example of that is the difference between Ada Wong in English and Japanese in like Resident Evil 4. The Japanese VA is so much better, and it's all just the inflection that they put on the character.
Oh yeah, the Japanese have locked in that market of voice acting for anime and video games. They've done an amazing job. You see this?
But my
Another Mr.
question,
Pokey video also dropped.
my
Oh my God.
Oh
question would
Jesus Christ!
my question about the VA stuff is like, would you just not say that the reason that you consider JP or CN better is just because you don't understand what they're saying? Because what you said, for example, it gave me the idea, like, oh, the accent makes it sound better. Doesn't that also apply to Japanese or Chinese, Korean, whatever one you use? Just because you don't know the errors that they're making on the lines because you don't know what the correct way is.
Could see that. I think. I mean, like, also, like, let me see here. Like, if you, I'm pretty sure I saw it. It was like if you pulled up all the voice actors
Mm.
for all the Enfield characters, these are like like local legends in the anime community. Like they've had their fucking like they've done a lot of anime characters. They've been around the block. They know what's up and stuff. And then you pull up a lot of these voice actors for English, and unless you have like the weird odd ones out like Jennifer English or Ben Starr and stuff, who are like literally the English versions of the voice acting legends for I'd say English side for video games. Most of the time, it's kind of like fuck. Like it's like it's rough. Um, and they miss. And to be honest, it's less so on the voice actor; it's more so on the director itself. Because with Wuwa, the voice acting in 1.0 was just not that great. It really wasn't.
Mhm.
And then they rolled in the 2.0, and we have a new they have better directing with the same voice actors. So they sound better. Like Rover sounds better in 2.0 and 3.0 versus 1.0 where it just sounded fucking terrible. So I think it really is more so a director issue in the voice acting. And then with the accents as well. Yeah, maybe it sounds better if I don't know what the fuck they're saying as well. I know a little bit. Like I can understand Japanese. I can't speak it though. It's because I lived in Japan for fucking
Mhm.
like almost like 8 years, 6 years. But like I think it's a dialect almost issue, I would say.
Yeah, so but you mentioned like, oh, the JPVAs are like local legends or like very renowned people, while ENs are kind of like, if you see, a lot of them don't even have like IMDb pages, right? But I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's par for the course, in a sense of like, we kind of just got to build our talent. We don't really have a lot of VAs in general. If you check like a lot of like English
True.
dubbing, specifically dubbing, like there's like 2, 3, maybe 4 voice actors that do a lot of the jobs most of the time. Also because they get paid like dog shit, so they got to take all these like roles as well. So you see less variety as well. Like if I tell you how many times I
True.
see Alejandro Sabe on my fucking games, I'm gonna cry. Like he's Sino, he is fucking Jing Yuan, he's the guy from Persona 3, he's Deadpool. Like yeah, it's of course we're not building talent, so of course when we do get new talent, they're not gonna be like the legends, like the JP ones. They haven't had time to grow. You know?
I guess so. I think it's also like, I'll be honest, if you're a gacha company and you're looking to do EN voices and you saw what the fuck went down with
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
that too.
Genshin's and ZZZ's voice actors and
Paimon's voice actor.
that
What's
fake
happening?
strike that wasn't really a fucking strike, that completely shut off any like, all right, fuck the English VAs. We don't care
Wait,
about.
I might have the loop there. What happened?
It's such a huge issue.
So
To be honest, I think
essentially is like union work. So Japan doesn't really have a union system for VAs. America does. They
Yeah.
have the Writers Guild. So essentially, usually, union workers are not supposed to work for non-union jobs, but VAs get paid so dog shit, they kind of just have to go against that rule. But the issue is they don't have as many rights because it's a non-union game, so the union doesn't really have much power there. So what happened is like people that were working there were trying to go through a strike to get AI protections initially and get some more increase in payments, some more safety nets, right? But technically, that strike was not supposed to affect Genshin because Genshin is not a union, like a union job. But since they were on a
Okay.
union, they had to do the strike. Well, had, quote unquote. If they don't want to get removed from the union, they had to. But that goes back to you shouldn't be doing outside of union jobs. But again, payment is ass.
yeah.
So they had in this. So they were
So
in this awkward spot where, well, fuck. Do I get kicked out of my union or do I keep this one job where I don't get paid the most?
so
And
Paimon's voice actor was in the union when the strike was happening. She didn't strike though, but she was trying to bully all the other people to strike
yeah,
with the strike as well. And it was
Oh,
all about this whole thing was about AI protections. Like we're not working because Genshin Impact or Hoyo doesn't have AI protections, but it turns out the company they were working through for Hoyo has AI protections anyways, and China has a law against it as well. So it was like they were striking for a point that they already had, and then the people leading the strike were still working and telling everyone else to strike, and if they didn't, they're basically like they're going after these people, like trying to ruin their careers. It was a huge fucking issue. And then Paimon's voice actor was just a stupid bitch as well.
it got so bad that I think they almost fired her, but I think they kept her on after all of that too.
I think he's
Paimon,
replaced
yeah,
actually.
Paimon
Oh
was
shit, they
replaced.
oh okay.
Yeah, they
Okay,
replaced
because I
them.
thought there. I thought I saw some like some clickbait back then where like it's at the point where like if I see a thumbnail where it says they're going to prison, I'm like, okay, so they're not going to prison. Or if I see they're getting replaced, they're not getting replaced. So I just assumed that it was just clickbait, but no.
I mean, the thing is
Yeah,
with the Paimon,
Karina Boger.
yeah, the thing with
Like that was
with the VA was like they were like, I need to work because I have these health conditions, so I can't stop my union
yeah,
job.
that too.
I remember that was being one
Jesus.
of the points. I mean, at the end of the day,
But it
they
was
got
also
replaced, so it's just whatever.
it was also like what we said at the beginning of the stream of like
Mm.
it's not what she was saying, it was how she was saying it.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if she was just like, listen guys, like I would love to help you, but like I have these health problems and I have to work, like I'm sorry, like I would, but it wasn't like that. She would go on and she would do a live stream where she was like, you guys don't understand because you're not in the union and you aren't like, and it's like as soon as somebody hits you with that tone, it's like, go fuck yourself, I hope you get fucking fired.
It's like, okay, Karen. It's so, and it was like
Yeah.
so there was an English voice actor, but he was in Japan and he was voice acting and he picked up a role from someone else that got fired in like ZZZ or something, and they were like collectively, let's blacklist this dude from the fucking the group or whatever. Like he should never voice act in a video game ever again. And he has no idea. He doesn't even have Twitter. He has no idea this fucking whole strike is happening. And they try to blacklist this dude, and their reason was like, well, his wife
Mhm.
can work and stuff. So fuck him and let's blacklist him. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Oh no, it was Genshin. It was the dude with the
Yeah,
fucking zip lines.
yeah.
The zip lines or whatever. That's Genshin.
But again,
Oh my
this,
god,
the
it was
thing with
such a shit show.
the thing with the VA is it's just it's a very awkward mess, right? Sure, you had the click, right? You had the issues with the click itself, but it's just also
Yeah.
it's also the weird mixture of the way that these gacha companies work with VAs, because they don't work directly with VAs. They work with studios that then work as third parties. But then you have a contract with that company that has a contract with this one, but you don't really answer to the gacha company, you answer to the studio. But the studio could fuck you over. But the players don't know anything about that studio, so they'll complain about the big boss. Right? So you have this awkward dynamic where players are aiming at the company. The company can't really do much because they're not the studio working with the VAs. They can just like put some pressure, maybe change like threaten to like change studios, but then they lose all their VAs. But then if that studio really doesn't do anything, like there's nothing that can happen.
Yeah.
Like so you end up having this
was-
awkward cycle of like
weird.
no one gets anything that they want.
It was also just bad timing for the strike because the strike was like the same time as fucking what's that fucking new zone
The
or the
actors
zone.
strike.
No, so it was
Like
like the new zone in Genshin Impact that
was
was
Natlin.
happening at the same
Oh.
time. Was it
Natlin.
Natlin?
Yeah.
Natlin. Yeah. It was like Natlin happened, and then all the character issues with Natlin happened, and then like the voice acting happened. It was just like, fuck, dude. And so like all like it was just it was bad fucking no one had any fucking saving grace for the VAs when it was like people were not already having a good time in Genshin anyways out the gate and stuff.
Especially like if it's there was also that thing too of like if it's holding up development time because they can't like because they were releasing updates where nobody had any voices.
Yeah.
And it was like, so now you're harming my game. Like I don't it got to the point where like people were just like, you're harming my game. I want my waifus. Fuck you. Get back to work. Like that's how it became. Like it
Mhm.
got to the point where like they didn't even care about workers' rights anymore. They're just like, I want my game back. And it's
Yeah.
it's just like you do not want to come between a gotcha player and their game. We should know this by now, but
You're removing their
Yeah, it
treats.
was like I fully support you, but like if my experience goes worse because of your thing, we're gonna have a fucking issue. And that's basically what happened and stuff. They were cashing checks in someone else's name, and it was like, that ain't happening. Not around here.
I mean, but again, I feel like
Yeah.
this could just be easily fixed if these gacha companies just stop working with these god fucking awful studios. Like work directly with DVAs, man. Like because every single time you notice these issues that VAs have, they're like, dude, no, I love the gacha company. It's this fucking studio that keeps fucking me over. Like for example, they and that actually happened recently. They changed the studio for ZZZ. That's why they weren't affected as much by the strikes. because they had more control with that. So, and what ends up happening is, since they have more control over the studio, like I think one chat of yours mentioned, I think it's Rocket Sound, like they have more control, so they can control better the voices, and the voice acting also improved in ZZZ because of that, right? Because they started working directly with the VAs, and every time that they work through a studio, the VAs sound like shit. The direction is awful. They're inconsistent. Like, God, I remember Female Rover in Woowa, bro. That's Perlica, man.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I was like, fuck, dude.
It's not the
Like
same
I've had
person.
similar issues with working with, for example, VTuber agencies instead of VTubers directly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't understand VTuber agencies.
I do and I don't.
I mean, nobody
like-
does, and nobody will because now they don't exist anymore.
I mean, you still have All Alive and
Well,
Niji.
to me, I'm
There's
just
still
like, if
one,
you,
but that's fine.
I'm like, if you have a VTuber model, if you have like a cute anime girl voice and you have a big boob model, like, do you really need an agency to sell you? Like, shouldn't it be
Some
pretty
people don't
easy?
know how to handle or don't know how to manage stuff. I can
Yeah,
understand.
like Mythic exists for
Yeah.
streamers and stuff, and that's pretty. A lot of people are Mythic. A lot of fucking people are in Mythic actually,
And they all hate each other, and they're all trying to put each
yeah.
other in
fucking hate
prison.
each other. They all fuck. It's so because it's
even
Pokey Saint Tectone or Tectone's gone
No,
now.
Saint isn't Mythic.
Saint isn't okay. But there's so many fucking people in Mythic, but it's really good because it's like you go into Mythic, you're pretty like it's.
I mean,
if you
that's
can
the
commit
point.
to Mythic,
Like, it's for them
you're
to
set
basically
off
do
'cause
all
they'll get
the
you all your
fucking
deals.
cringe jobs. Like, it's literally they do all
Yeah.
the cringe shit that streamers have to do. Like, I don't want to have to send a cold email to a random company. Like, I send an email, I'm looking like 50 times. I am right clicking every sentence to see if it's well spelt. Like, and I'm like, and then they ask me, oh, so how much do you expect from this sponsorship opportunity? And I'm like, a shawarma and a drink. I don't know, man. Like, give me something. Like, give me a.
No, you think
sure.
dude? Everyone told me they're like, dude, go get partnered with Hypergriff for Arknights or Enfield, and like I had like 4 or 5 people tell me that. I was like, all right, I'll fucking do the application. I did the application. They're like, you will get a response back whether we want you in or we want you out. And I never got a fucking response back. And I was like, damn, they really
Same thing
fucking
here.
hated me.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck
because
me.
it must have it must
Probably
be
got full.
3,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
at
it's the
least,
sub
because-
counts.
Yeah.
It was funny as fuck though. I was laughing because everyone was like, do it. I was like, okay, fuck it. I was like, the sub count's like 3,000. They're like, just fucking send it. It'll work out. I was like, okay. But now Mythics just does all the fucking like they'll get your fucking brand deals, your fucking shit. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's kind of funny because like even Asmongold, like he made OTK, and the second that like I started seeing Asmongold like watching his videos and he's talking about OTK and all these people, I'm like, oh, that's cool. The only people that I would ever watch content from is Tectone or Asmongold. I don't know why they had to have a whole put all these other people in here. Maybe Emaru because people goon to Emaru, but it's like who else
That's
are you going to be
true.
watching?
I'm a
Who
soda
else are you
poppin'
going to be watching
viewer,
in that?
so I can't.
Soda Poppin'.
Maybe
Soda
yeah,
Poppin'.
because he's an OG. He's
Yeah.
an OG with
Soda
Warcraft.
Poppin' was so fucking entertaining during the fucking WoW.
OnlyFans.
Was it the
It's coming
OnlyFans
back.
with fuck what's his that shit was really funny. I loved watching his reactions to what's his name, the fucking the league player or the
Tyler
league
One.
content creator that went over to WoW. Who was it?
Tyler One.
No, it wasn't Tyler One. It was the one that uses the AI or the Google voice or whatever and stuff.
Oh,
And
Rav.
he's like, Rav. That shit was his videos were so fucking funny. I loved the Rav videos. They're so fucking good.
I mean, he's.
But I just thought it was.
It's gonna be amazing.
I just thought it was funny because like you heard about all these like. I was looking at. I was like, why do they have to have an organization called OTK? Like, can't they just do all the? Can't they just like collab and stuff? Like, why do they have to? And then I heard about all these VTuber agencies. They're like abusing their people and like covering up sexual or like not even. I don't even know if it was like sexual harassment, but it was just like dumb like harassment behind the scenes, stealing
Yeah.
people's IP and everything. And I was like, that's
the
dumb.
money,
And then even Asmongold came out and he goes, yeah, I should never have made OTK. It's one of the biggest mistakes that I've ever fucking made. And I go, I could tell you that, and I'm not a fucking businessman.
Yeah,
fucking
that
make an
shit-
organization with a bunch of people you don't give a shit about. Nobody
They all
fucking
hate each
cares
other.
about.
So the thing with these
Yeah.
agencies and their objectives, like usually you have the big guy, which then spreads their viewership to others, which then grows them, and they spread to others, and the loop supposedly keeps going, right? But the issue is they forget that these content creators have a fucking ego. So you know what they're gonna do? They're looking at that top guy on their own
They get
agency.
jealous of each other.
Yeah, they're not gonna look at it like, damn, I'm gonna work with him so we can both grow. No, they're gonna be like, that motherfucker has 30K? Nah, bitch, I'm taking your 30K. And that's what ends up happening. They have these clashes, and then you have the actual psychopaths that end up on the team itself and then commit fucking crimes and all that, right? So it ends up collapsing upon each other, and everyone's talking shit to each other, and then like, are these people even part of OTK? Are they even supposed to be part, like, to be part of the same team? They're trying to kill each other at this point, bro.
Yeah, it's a fight to see who's fucking daddy's favorite boy, basically.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how. That's also, to be honest, it's how the fucking the content creator groups are as well. To be honest, is like the whole like the Hoyo community or content creator group that fell apart, where fucking Atsu was in charge, and it became a fucking good old boys club where Atsu was the decider of who was good or bad, and then the Kuro Games one, which was basically Tectone. Then Tectone retired for 6 months, and then that turned into a fucking PvP zone for those 6 months, and still is, to be honest, because there's no way. I know he's trying to. He's like, I'm gonna try to fix it. And I'm like, there's no way you're fixing it.
Yeah.
I don't think
There's
anyone.
no
I'm gonna
fucking
be
way you're
honest. I
fixing
don't think
this.
any community wants him at the moment. I'll be honest. I don't think anyone.
Tectone or Saint?
Either of them, to be honest. I don't think anyone
Probably
wants to
both.
climb
Yeah.
them.
See, the problem with the Saint Tontas thing is it's like, I literally just forgot what I was gonna say.
I'll
I
jump
just
in.
completely forgot.
Tectone basically is retired from Gacha at this point, to be honest.
Oh, that's
I would say.
fuck. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's one of
he's
those.
gone.
It's one of those fights where like, if you go back all the way to the beginning, because I watched all of the drama from 2023 up until like 2025. I basically stopped watching Tectone around the time that he stopped covering Gacha stuff because like I just liked.
Yeah.
I liked HSR back then,
Mhm.
so and I liked Wuthering Waves at the beginning, so I watched all the drama. And from what I can remember, it was Tectone brought Pokey and Saint Tontas onto the podcast, basically gave them careers. I think Saint Tontas had more of a career than Pokey. So like he got more of a bump than just like a straight up career. But then
Yeah.
it just became like Saint Tontas and Pokey throwing little jabs at each other. And then Saint Tontas called Genazad a PDF for pulling a 6-star Rosia.
Russia. Yep.
And like now it's kind of like like because Saint keeps trying to say like, oh, all I'm doing is defending myself, and it's like, yeah, but when you go and you ask the people, hey, why do you hate Saint Tontas? They go, because he's an asshole and because he started everything, and it's just like, okay, so both sides can't admit who started what, so there's never going to be any reconciliation because it's literally just one side can't admit wrongdoing, so they take jabs, and then the other person can't admit wrongdoing, so they take jabs. And it's not going to end until somebody gets to drive by, like somebody just like shoots up their apartment
Well,
or something.
To be honest, it looks like it already happened because I think Pokey kind of decided the only way this is going to be over is if Saint's off the fucking platform, and that's why he struck him. To be real.
I mean, it's not even just that.
Which is
It's
like a terrible move.
yeah. I don't think that's the way to go. Like the best way this ends up is like the copyright gets removed, right? And we forget there was even a copyright strike because we don't want that fucking hanging sword on top of everyone in the community. They just stop
Yeah.
talking about each other. It's literally just that.
not-
Like Saint
Yeah.
Otis can continue his
Impossible.
drama farming. Like, he can continue like farming. Like devs listened on devs shot this gacha game in the head for other games. Like that's fine. He can continue doing his thing. Just don't mention Poke. And Mr. Poke will continue doing his 0 cycles, his daily reactions to his clips and stuff. That's fine for us as well. Just
Oh.
don't mention Saint Tontas. It's just that simple, man.
Saint needs
I was-
victims. He needs
True.
he needs sacrifices to
True.
the Colosseum, and like
I was gonna make a video about it, but like I'm kind of torn between like sure, it's entertainment and people want it, but like it's also like I'm just fueling the fire that's never gonna be put
Mhm.
out. So I'm like torn
Yeah.
between like, should I put it out because it's content and
Drama,
people are interested,
basically.
or should I put, or am I going to be getting copyright strikes, and am I going to be getting all this stuff? So I'm like, I don't fucking think it's even
Get
worth
that
it at this
fucking
point.
CSAM shit. That'd be worse even.
Yeah, but like,
Fuck.
so the thing about Pokey, the copyright strike thing, he struck him for a video. He did an hour reaction to a 20-minute video. And I did a video about it, and I said, I find it very hard. You can't watch the video anymore because it got taken down. But I'm like, I find it very hard to believe that he reacted for an hour and didn't transform it. And I'm no fan of Saint, but if you falsely copyright strike Saint Tontas and he takes you to court and fights it, and he wins, he's going to be the most insufferable
Yeah.
streamer ever, because he's going to say, I was falsely copyright strike. They hit me with CSAM. And all I wanted to do was just criticize these gacha games. Look at how ridiculous these people are. And it's like, well, you called Genazet a PDF, bro.
That's the thing.
You called him a
like,
PDF first.
that's the thing,
He's
though.
gonna be like,
Like,
well, I implied it and stuff.
yeah, the thing with Saint is like he's just, first of all, he's just copying Tecton, which is cringe. Like, of all the things to copy Tecton, you should bring the community aspect of him, not everything else that people don't like.
He's doing a shitty copy.
But
of
yes,
It's like Temu
Yeah.
Tectone.
Tecton.
yeah. The thing,
Because here's
yeah.
so, real quick. The one thing that Tectone said that I remember is you should never go after smaller creators because it just looks like you're punching down and they have everything to gain and you have everything to lose. And if Saint Tontas just took that advice, none of this would be happening.
True.
And not only just that, is like it was this was before this like big collapse. Like Sentontas was literally shadowboxing for like a whole year. He was shadowboxing like content creators, like hoping to get a reaction. And then it's like that. Like kids will be like, they have like your finger right next to your face. Oh, I'm not touching you though. I'm not touching you though. But they have like their hands right in front of you. Like, bro, why are you? You know what you're doing.
Twigs, because eventually one of them will respond. So
Yes, you're gonna get fucking like clap back. Like, yeah, get that hand off the fuck away from me, bro. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what happened with Mr. Poke. Like, leave me the fuck alone.
So like Saint used to fucking just make those like videos on like the companies themselves, and then he realized the companies don't give a fuck about him, and just like nothing changes, and they don't respond to him. So he adjusted it to attack the content creators of those games and stuff like that. And it's like he just punches down. He goes after anyone below him, and fucking something bad is gonna happen eventually. Like there's no there's no way a strike is the like. I mean, we've already gone past the strike. We have fucking CSAM in Discord.
Like
so
for example, dude, and this is hitting me a bit close because he went after Maggie, which is a content creator that I'm somewhat not connected to because I never talked to them directly, but they became a Stellasaur content creator at the same time as I did. We both made guides, and we were both talking about Stellasaur. So so the fact that he is willing to go down to like fucking hit this person that could be very well be me for no apparent reason other than their avatar looks young, bro, come on, man. Like, there's so many other issues to go after. Why are you attacking this random content creator just making guides? Like, leave them the fuck alone.
I view that his attack against her was the remove competition, because there really only was like a couple guide makers for Wuwa, and Saint was one of them, and Maggie was the other. And I think that hit because like that was way back when. That was like one of his first few fucking people he went after. That was definitely just the remove competition.
And Maggie is such a nice person as well.
Everyone told him, if you want to fucking prove her wrong, bring up numbers, because she showed numbers and he never did. And he was like, no, fuck that. But I don't know. Fucking let's get over that. Actually, I didn't want to deal with.
I mean, that is
that is
just
way, guys,
super
I'm
cringe.
gonna have to go, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fucking damn. We're 4 hours almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
I just realized I have to wake up at 8 a.m. tomorrow, which is
Goddamn.
in 5 hours.
Not ideal. Yeah, we did yap a bit.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Here,
It would not be ideal.
We can
Not.
call it here. We can probably call it here. It's fine.
I mean, you can continue without me. It's not that much of an issue.
It's okay because I do have to leave.
Yeah, and we're starting to loop.
Like 9 p.m.
We're starting to loop as well. We went back to Saint Tontas. We started
Yeah,
in Saint Tontas,
but-
ended in Saint Tontas, as it should be for
Billy-
everyone else.
Billy Bob in the comments was like, "No way, we're still on Saint." Oh no, don't. We had like a good 2.5 hours where it wasn't.
I
Yeah.
think we talked about like 3 points the entire fucking time.
Listen, but
Which
they
is
all
funny as
still
fuck.
related to Enfield, in my opinion.
That's true.
Like the
that's true. But
content creation
anyways,
sphere.
Yeah, I think this was a fucking blast.
Mhm.
We're gonna call it here because we were speaking for 4 hours talking about shit. It was a blast having y'all on. Fucking.
Thank you for
was
the
it
invite.
Right? I mean, just let me fuck this up. Raycon?
Just say Raycon, yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
used
wanted
to have
say
a
it like
different name,
Rycon,
but Twitch didn't let me log back into the account because I didn't have my phone number, so I need to make a new one. That's why I'm called
yeah,
Reconnect.
the AI fucks me up. I want to say like Raycon all the time and stuff like that, like a Pokemon. Raycon, go.
Nah,
But,
it's nah. That name is just so I can say
Fucking-
Raycon is sponsored by Raycon earbuds.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Actually.
Oh, makes sense.
But hell yeah, like a huge shout out Raycon Clay for coming on. I really appreciate it. Obviously, Dr. P, fucking the regular French man himself, always. Really fun chatting with y'all. It really fucking was. And we
Yeah.
chatted for a fucking long time. Their links are over in chat, and then I'm also gonna link them down below in the description. I forgot to do that. I need to do that. So go give them some fucking subscribe, some love, and go check out the future content that's coming out for them as well. But yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you all so
Thanks for
much for
having
the
me.
invite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for having me too.
Well,
awesome.
see y'all.
But yeah.
Bye-bye.
See y'all later. Thanks, y'all.
See
I'm
ya.
going. Bye bye.